So, what's been going on? We have got a stream here from today where Chud was watching Reservoir, who had on Beckett and Wick, because Beckett decided to make a joke about Woo Bucks. And obviously, whenever Woo Bucks are mentioned, whenever Brianna Woo is mentioned, whenever Progressive Victory is mentioned, there's some white blood cell behavior kicks in. Obviously, closely affiliated with DGG, so they know their tricks. They know the tricks. Whenever they're mentioned, they all flood in. They have to try and control the narrative, control what people are saying, get on the stream, but get ahead of this, get ahead of that. Like Brianna Woo did with Chud back when the Sunday stuff came out. God, what other times has this happened? I think both times Brianna Woo did that with Chud. It was the same thing. Wick always does it. Wick is terminal, chronic even, for doing this shit. Whenever someone's watching one of his panels, other than me, obviously, because I'm unserious, he'll rat in there. I've seen him jump on Sonsol's loads. I've seen him jump on Reservoir's loads. Beckett's. Yeah, he's always there. He is always there. Absolute rat, desperately trying to control the narrative at every fucking turn. So that's exactly what happened last night. Beckett made this joke. Wick jumped on, and it turned into sort of a grilling session about Progressive Victory. And it was going okay. Basically, listen, if you watch my streams, you know, if you've anything you've heard from me is pretty much true. The only thing I was slightly wrong on is it's not 1 to 3K per meeting. The figure was 1 to 3K per month, and an optional meeting every week. But I believe we believe that's a very stupid way of phrasing it. I believe that the upper limit is actually 7K. I've been hearing today. So 1 to 7K is apparently the rumor right now. Not sure what the truth of that is, but you know roughly what the deal is here. Basically, Brianna Woo is paying these guys, all these streamers, Wick, Destiny Orbiters, Keffel, Xandhal, a monthly amount of money to show up to meetings each week where they discuss content strategy, essentially. That's the setup here, and no one really talks about it particularly explicitly. It's not like there's not total transparency and disclosure going on. Many of these people's audience probably have no clue that they're on a monthly stipend from Brianna Woo. Well, I'm not sure what Destiny get the arrangement with Destiny is necessarily. I've heard he doesn't really go to the meetings because it seems like he thinks it's kind of retarded. Understandably so, but that he's more there for the connections and for the funding for his canvassing events, which I mean is probably the best way you can. Many things you can say about Destiny. He doesn't usually fuck around with stuff like this. I feel like given an opportunity with a bunch of embarrassing lolcows who've got way too much money and no sense and just want to be involved in a political event, he can probably he can see through that opportunity and go, okay, here's what I want to gain out of this. Here's what they can give me. I imagine Destiny's probably good enough at that. Wick, on the other hand, Wick is not quite as competent, as I'm sure is being borne out tonight in their little talk with No Opinion, which Wick is. I don't even know why Wick is invited to it. It's his event, obviously. Why is Wick invited to it? He's got no. What does Wick have to add to a conversation between No Opinion and Destiny about what is it about? Israel Palestine? Or the Houthis or some shit? Geopolitics. It's a general geopolitics talk. The fuck has Wick got to add to this? Isn't No Opinion a Bloomberg writer? Like, what? How the fuck are you even going to keep up in this conversation, Wick? Why are you bothering? Anyway, regardless, you know roughly the layout here. I've explained it, sort of. But me and Sunday end up going on in turns to talk to Wick, talk to Reservoir, talk to Beckett about the Progressive Victory stuff. Sunday was a bit more successful than me. Wick sort of refused to talk to me. But then, later today, Chud was watching this happen, and Counterpoints jumped on, and we got a chance to speak to him as well. And that's quite entertaining. So we're going to watch both of these and talk about it a little bit. So we'll start off with just the lead up here to my call, and then Sunday's call. And then we'll go on to the counterpoint stuff.
Stream, which may or may not be as a result of you going to these meetings. Right, it's the lack of transparency that's different.
Connect. You're feeling attacked because, like, you're like, well, they're talking about me, but I'm not just talking about you. I'm talking about what Progressive Victory is doing and why people have an issue with it. Because it's not just you, is it? It's other content creators. It's Connor. It's Vosh.
Ooh.
I don't know who else is on that list.
Vouch.
I don't know. Maybe I should look into it. In fact, actually, I
Vouch.
probably fucking will.
Jesus.
I mean, it's
Go
that.
ahead.
Do you want
Right?
to?
Like, it's this idea, right? Like, and what I want you to do when you are looking into it is I want you to tell me where and what changed with the content. Because this is the accusation you're making.
I mean, do you want, like, literally? Okay,
They changed their content because of this. So show me.
if you want, I can probably bring the only person who actually has that together.
No, Stardust isn't getting Woobucks. No. I thought I had suspicion that she might have been, but no, she has not been given Woobucks. The statement that I heard was that everyone who attended the all the streamers who attended the Progressive Victory event with Rokana, where they had that little meeting and Q&A, that everyone who attended that received money. But I don't believe that to be true anymore. I've been told that Stars are getting money. So that's what I've heard. I mean, obviously no way to confirm any of it. So it's all just what people are saying.
Right now on. I'm not
You
going
want-
to. Do you want me to? Would you
Yo.
mind if I know you don't
I
like
don't give a
Kuihman?
shit.
You want to bring? Okay,
I
then
don't
I'll bring
give a
Kuihman.
shit.
All right, sounds
Yo!
Queeman, let's
good. I think
go.
that's a
Go.
joke, too. I just want to be clear, but
Is he going to
Kuihman!
cam up or is he going to do the whole thing?
Well, it's 7:30 in the morning.
Cam up, brother?
You
Come on.
toothless bastard.
Oh, come on. You're like,
come on,
half
Kuihman,
my
just put a
age.
fucking
You should
shirt
do
on.
this again right now.
okay.
Listen, you would agree.
Bro,
that-
I've been
Cameron,
at this for
Let's get right
10
into it.
fucking
Fuck all
hours.
this, fuck all this.
Okay.
Cam up, brother?
Listen, Wick.
You want to have
you'd
this
agree.
Okay, can you
conversation?
moderate
You would
this for a
agree
sec?
that it's reasonable to expect disclosure for
Can
promotions,
we
right?
cam up? I'll answer your questions when you cam up. How's that?
No, I'm not coming up.
Okay, then I'm not answering your questions.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
What? Are you serious? It's not even your fucking show.
So you're just basically running from any sort of.
I'm not running. You have the ability right now. Right now.
No, I don't.
This instant to get me the answer.
Yeah, it's literally just a power play. Because what does he think he's going to what he's going to prove? What does this do? Like, yeah, I'm taking shots at your appearance. Do you think that's going to change when I come up? What's the point here? And he's calling me an unserious person. He was saying here in this, obviously it's not in this part that we go watch here. It's much earlier. But he's like, oh, the people like Kuihman, people like F-bombs, these aren't serious people. These aren't serious people. Actually, before we get too far into this, there's an F-bombs clip I've been sent, so maybe we'll just watch that quickly. Just as I've just mentioned F-bombs, nice little segue into it. Let's see.
Like, the fact that you yell to try to overcome your ignorance is the snowflakery, cream of wheat, vanilla fucking mushy mashed potato that the right is known for. Oh, I don't have a point? You're saying I don't have a point, so I don't have a point? Oh, that's the kind of... I call this court to order.
What is he doing?
This is the trial of... Where's the GoFundMe money, Wick?
To his behavior. Why can I not call that out?
Yeah, F-bombs one. I shouldn't have doubted. I shouldn't have doubted. Fair enough.
Answer any question you like. All you have to do is cam up.
Do you think this looks good?
Easy.
Or-
Easy peasy.
Okay. Do you think
What
this
a
looks
weird. Why? That's such a weird criteria. I mean, Kuihman's been on camera on his own stream. We know what he fucking looks like. He's got a big old schnoz. He wants to see the big old schnoz.
good? Bruh.
Yeah, like he's showing his
Bruh.
face. Like, why do you have to have?
That's
him on fucking
anti-Semitic. What the
camera?
fuck?
Yeah, of course it is. Why is it fair game? What do you mean? He's what?
Guys,
you
don't
think
put
he'd ask
those
this of another
emojis,
streamer,
guys.
a big
Come on
streamer?
now.
He'd insist that he cams up. Come on, man. You're fucking delusional.
Listen, I really want to get to the end of this. I will donate money.
I just want to know. I want to know how often Wick has disclosed the money that he's been receiving from these weekly meetings. That's what I want
When
to
you
know.
cam up, I will let you know.
I'm just really curious. I just want to know. I'm just interested. I'm such a smug prick because I know that he hasn't been disclosing it. Oh man. It's rare. Why do I not get to go on and press people more often? It's so gay. It's so gay.
So that's not something you want to talk about then?
When you
Why are people acting like camming up is essential to having a conversation? It's just not. People have conversations. One person's got the camera on, the other one doesn't all the time. Why are you coping? It's because you don't have fucking Kuihman, probably. I don't.
Oh yeah, fucking Chud was getting one-guyed by Smith in chat the whole time. Smith was talking shit about me. For those who don't know, Smith is a furry who's like severely autistic black guy who floats around tomfoolery's community. And he came into Chud's Discord once. I debated him on stream about what was it about some Five Nights at Freddy's shit. Basically, he wants to fuck Toy Chica from Five Nights at Freddy's. Is the situation. And he was one guy in Chud, absolutely catastrophically.
But why? What's this criteria? You must cam up for us to talk. Why? Explain why you have to cam up when it's not even a show. It's Reservia's fucking stream.
cam up, I will let you know, brother. I'll answer any question you want. You just have to cam up.
Sorry, you guys can carry on then. I mean, Becky, maybe you can.
I spoke for fucking years without my camera and people didn't fucking...
It's not a character, no. Kenny came on. Yeah, that's the debate. The one where Kenny joined. Yeah. That guy was who was one guy in charge for like 10 minutes straight throughout the course of him watching this.
Fucking, I mean, some people didn't watch me maybe, but that's fine. But like, yeah, it's insane to think that, no, you must come up to have a conversation is a fucking good point.
Don't want to.
Maybe I'll talk to you.
You're not actually a serious actor, which we all
drop the
right?
petulant.
Oh, yeah,
The petulant.
yeah, cam up. That's it. It's an easy peasy thing.
Can we just get through these questions? Is that all right? Look, okay. It's not like Kuihman's face isn't on stream constantly.
I'm just saying, if he won't cam up, he won't cam up, and
It's
that's
like
fine.
I'm so confused as to. Oh, I'm not confused at all. Why am I saying I'm confused? It's not confusing. It makes perfect sense. He's just trying to put a roadblock there and make a power play to avoid answering the fucking questions. It's just any attempt to eke out a W because he knows that if he doesn't answer the questions, then he avoids an L because he knows I'm going to press him. But if he gets me to cam up, that's a W because his power play's worked. It's like the gayest fucking shit. It's just like an attempt at like putting a catch-22 out there. It's so gay. Like anyone can see it. It's not like anyone's being tricked by it. So anyone who's watched a fucking retarded internet bar sports debate before knows exactly how shit like this functions. Just totally insane that he is so just a low IQ and incompetent. That this is the best. This is all he could attempt. All he could attempt. Turn your cam on. It's like, bro, you're a 40-year-old goblin. What do you think this is proving? People wish you would turn your cam off, Wick. No one is asking you to cam up. At least I have the good sense to not subject people to something like that. Holy shit. Like, look at this. The absolute fucking state.
Like, I didn't... Okay, but, Wick, like, no, guy, like, none of us... Stop. Okay. Is this, like, are you arguing... Guy, like, I'm not asking anybody to cam up. I don't give a shit.
Well, I am.
Why?
Right?
Why?
Remember Small Fry here was saying that I'm not the serious one, but now it's all about camming up. Now it's about
You want to have a serious conversation about this. I am giving you one single, simple condition that you would...
Just today, what the fuck is this? When was this? This was about 14 hours ago, 16 hours ago. This first stream, and then Chud reacting to it. This was, what, like 4 or 5 hours ago?
have to do for me to have a conversation about this right now. Just
All right,
cam
Small
up.
Fry. All right, Small Fry.
Why? It doesn't make any sense. Can anyone explain to me now why it's so critical to cam up to have a conversation about this? Why? Can anyone actually explain to me the reason? That isn't just petty bullshit trying to fucking escape having the conversation. No. Okay, everyone, that's irrelevant. Do you need... Okay, answer me this. In order to have a conversation about something, do you need to be on camera? Yes or no? When you have a conversation with someone...
He's literally getting one-guyed by Smith so fucking hard,
I mean, plenty
dude.
of streams happen where the person
Oh,
has to come on
brother.
fucking camera for one reason or another.
It's so over.
God, you people are fucking delusional. You're just coping. I understand it. It's completely petty nonsense to put a fucking barrier on the conversation happening. There is no valid reason. Correct. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you for being honest.
Okay. Kuihman.
I was sitting there watching this. I saw it was Smith in chat, and I was just like, I think I was laying back in my chair or something, laying in bed. I was like, man, why is he letting Smith derail this? Obviously, a bit of a narcissist because I want to hear my content back, but also, like, fucking, it's Smith. Obviously, Chud probably doesn't know who Smith is, but fuck me, it's Smith. He's so fucking autistic. It's crazy.
Yeah, my question is just,
but like,
go through your stuff. You do your thing.
Okay.
Speak your shit back in.
Well, okay. I mean, my main thing is like, fuck. I think aside from the disclosure stuff, hopefully Queen will throw a fucking shirt on and sit in front of a camera or put himself on his phone. Did Destiny thing like that about it? I don't fucking know. It is early.
No, he's using a good microphone. You can tell.
Yeah,
I might be.
I just okay.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think if Destiny came on stream right now, do you think Wick would tell us?
Wait, no, Smith is yet to cam up or face reveal at all because he's scared of getting cancelled for the dumb shit he said in Discords. Has he said that?
Do you think he'd have this tone with Destiny? Like, bro, I understand he probably likes Destiny, doesn't like Kuihman, but he's creating a barrier that doesn't exist because he doesn't want to have the conversation. Right, that's just the fucking facts, okay?
Right. Do you accept that the fact that Progressive Victory is hosting meetings, streams?
No, you're coping. There's plenty of times Destiny doesn't come on camera when he comes on one of these things. It happens all the time. What are you on about? Why do people make such retarded arguments just because they don't like the person? I saw this with the fucking Andrew Wilson thing, right? Like, people were arguing, unironically, that it's weird for a 10 and a 14-year-old to hang out. And I'm like, what argument is that? That's the most retarded shit I've ever heard. People are acting like it's weird. You get to these weird... No, you've got to come on a stream. Who made that rule up? You're making it up to fucking pay defense for being a pussy.
Together with people and like getting people together to discuss the topics of the day is probably because in the long term they're looking to influence an audience, a large audience and a diverse audience towards voting in a particular direction.
Yeah, Nick, I was just thinking that. I was like, wasn't that literally like the thing that I almost banned Nick for the other night when he was trolling me?
Do you think every streamer is honest about the fact that, because it's not just the content suddenly flips, right? It's little changes over time. That's how you move an audience. So what guarantees do you have that Progressive Victory is not going to do that? And it's interesting.
I would understand the argument more if it's like about appearance and someone wants to come on and talk shit about appearance and they never show their face, right? Okay? And you want to talk shit about someone's appearance and you refuse to come up. That's totally reasonable. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be berated about my appearance when you're not even showing your face. Fine. But that, first of all, isn't the topic of conversation. And two, Kuihman is on stream himself. You can go look at him right now on his channel. Look at his big fucking schnoz if you want to, okay?
Bro, what is this guy's problem?
It's a weird idea that, no, you must come up when we give allowance for people to not come up in other situations.
I think who's left? Because we set all this shit up.
Okay, I can't speak to why I have no idea. It's honest engine here. I don't know. I can speak, right? To what guarantees that I have that. I mean, they told us that they don't want to change. Like, they don't want us. They're never going to have us do something we would feel uncomfortable with.
No, you must. Why, Smith? You're just saying the same thing over. You've got to count. Why? It doesn't make any sense. There's plenty of reasons why someone might not be able to come on camera for one reason or another. I don't think it should be an inhibitor to the conversation. You're only doing that because you don't have the conversation.
And we can decide.
Yeah, let's just speed through this bit.
Right? That's
I do want to.
Yeah, so I don't
get through the content relatively quickly.
Then I might not want to work with them, right? That's fair. But until they change, I can't do this thing where I might read maybe what the future will hold. If the bridge comes, and then we'll cross it. But
okay, within the Progressive Victory Pact, what was the general opinion on the Israel-Palestine conflict?
To be clear, I can't talk about what we talk about, right?
No, I'm not asking you to talk about
what.
Not want to work with them, right? That's fair. But until they change, I can't do this thing where I might read maybe what the future will hold. If the bridge comes, and then we'll cross it. But
okay, within the Progressive Victory Pact, what was the general opinion on the Israel-Palestine conflict?
Also, the other thing as well is like, I can understand it if your show is like, it's a visual show and you want to come on, but it's like a fucking back-end backwater stream. No disrespect or anything involved. There's like a fucking back-end reservoir stream. So, like, you know what I mean? It's not like it's Freemo fucking front of the line content. It's just a fucking shitter combo on a stream somewhere. No,
it is totally obvious that in these meetings, it is going to be a pretty much hardline pro-Israel stance. So is there a single person that we think is in those meetings that isn't like just full-throated pro-Israel? I can't think of one. They're all like super anal about the Hamas support on social media and all that shit as well. All towing the exact same line, giving the exact same fucking talking points. Absolutely crazy. And Wick's just sit there and be like, "Oh, you know, I can't talk about what's going on in the meetings. I'm under NDA."
But you're not going to say, right?
To be clear, I can't talk about what we talk about, right?
No, okay, you guys are being retarded. I'm not saying that having a cam off is better content. Yes, if everyone's got their camera on, that's better content.
Right. Smith won. I'm sorry. The fact that Chud is still replying to this guy.
Correct. I agree with you. What I'm saying is, you do not need to be on camera in order to have a conversation. Does anyone disagree with that? Do you agree that Wick is using this as a way to...
You were very mean to Wick. Was that really necessary? I mean, look at him. Hasn't he suffered enough? No suffering will ever.
Trying to get a cheap dunk, and in order to not have a conversation. He's refusing to answer any questions.
Talk about what we talk about. I'm asking you from the...
Okay, you don't understand what sweeping thing is if it comes sweeping. What have I said that's wrong?
No, Wick is like, what, are you crazy? Wick is a Palestinian defender? Are you insane? That's got to be a joke, right? This guy literally spurged out at Viv the other day.
Content is better when everyone's on camera, but if someone doesn't or isn't able to come on camera, it doesn't mean you can't have the conversation. That's my take. What could you possibly disagree with that? I'm just correct.
Content creators involved from progressive.
Trust me, I don't know if
I don't know everyone who's involved.
they're much more pro-Palestine than
The other day.
Is this something else I ask him? Would you mind asking why he can't talk about what's going on in these meetings?
I'm not gonna.
Would you mind asking why is there an NDA? Like, is there a contractual agreement here? Has he signed
Again,
something?
not gonna answer Kuihman's questions.
Well, if I can ask you the question, is that fine?
Yeah, because
Like, dude, like, I just,
Oh, he's got him. That's like when you know, someone's like, I'm not talking to you, and you go, okay, then you ask a third party to answer a question. Let's go, based.
No, listen, I love Israel. I love Israel. I am generally pro-Israel. I mean, I'm not particularly invested in it. I'll be real, but you know, from what I know, the small amount I know, I'm generally pro-Israel. But it is undeniable that the money that's changing hands here is going from pro-Israel people to other pro-Israel people, and the expectation is that they will be pro-Israel on their streams. That is just what's going on.
I think this is abstract. Like, I'm not asking you to turn your lights on. I'm not asking people to cam up. I don't want to cam up myself. I want to cam down here soon. I think it's fine. Okay? Like, don't cam up.
No, just find any way you can.
I mean, this is like kind of weaselly as fuck.
Yo!
That's disgusting.
He can't turn on his camera. That's, I talked to him in the DMs. He can't turn his fucking camera on. That's why.
Dude, that's not your fucking business.
Yes, exactly. That's literally it. Okay?
Just spin it.
Oh, yeah,
Just
okay,
fuck.
this was kind of funny. This was kind of funny. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's take it back.
talk about what you talk about. I'm asking you from the context.
Okay, you don't understand what sweeping thing is if you think I'm sweeping. So when everyone's on camera, but if someone doesn't, or
Yeah.
what could you possibly disagree with that? I'm just.
Trust me, I don't know if
I don't know everyone who's involved in it.
they're much more pro-Palestine than I am. At least that's the feel I get.
As this snake quite answer what I'm going to ask him. Beckett, would you mind asking why he can't talk about what's going on in these meetings?
I'm not gonna.
Would you mind just asking why? Is there an NDA? Like, is there a contractual agreement here? Has he signed something?
Again, not gonna answer Kuihman's questions.
Well, if
Yeah.
Beckett asked you the question, is that fine?
Yeah, because it's
Like, dude, like, I just...
Oh, he's got him. That's like when you know, someone's like, I'm not talking to you, and you go, okay, then you ask a third party to answer a question. Let's go, based.
I think this is abstract. Like, I'm not asking you to turn your lights on.
Yeah,
I'm not asking
literally.
people to cam.
That's what I was trying to imply that a couple of times. Is that it's literally like the shit in school where people do this. I'm not talking to that person. I'm not talking to that person. It's fucking crazy, totally insane. From a 40-year-old man. 40-year-old man is acting like this. Oh yeah, Wick fucking hates me, dude. Wick absolutely has been running scared for so long. Even did it here, refused to answer anything else fucking saying, because he's just a pathetic, sniveling little wretch.
I don't want to fucking cam up myself. I want to cam down here soon. I think it's fine. Okay? Like, if he doesn't cam up.
Fine.
No, he'll just find any way he can.
I mean, this is like kind of weaselly as fuck.
Pathetic little
Anything
wretch
I can.
goblin.
You have a
Snails
simple
with
reason.
fuck.
That's really
Nasty little. Look, he's
No,
spraying
no,
all over
no,
the
no,
camera.
no.
Oh.
Look, he's
Yo!
spraying. Oh, it's disgusting.
He can't turn on his camera. That's, I talked to him in DMs. He can't turn his fucking camera on. That's
Why
why.
not?
Dude, that's none of your
So-
fucking business.
So at this point, I was just, I'm just flaming Wick. I was just like, fuck it, he's not answering anything. I went in, I was like, I'm going to stay focused on getting information, getting him to answer questions. And he's like, I'm not answering questions. Like, well, okay, what am I doing here if not just flaming the fuck out of you every time you try and talk then?
Yes,
Okay, well,
exactly.
then I don't-
That's turn his fucking camera.
Disgusting.
He can't turn on his camera. That's, I talked to him in DMs. He can't turn his fucking camera on. That's
Why
why.
not?
Dude, that's none of your fucking business.
Yes,
Okay, well,
exactly.
then I don't-
That's
I
literally
don't-
it. Okay.
Stop spitting everywhere, you disgusting fuck. Fucking goblin.
Like,
The glue for the cat
Yo!
is really tight. They're stuck to his head. He can't turn it
It's-
on. Ruining his image.
If he
Just
doesn't
like
turn him on, then I
fucking.
can't answer his questions.
Yeah, he can't-
I don't think this is an unreasonable request.
do you want to schedule it for tomorrow?
I got Destiny no opinion tomorrow, so I'm busy.
Okay, well, look, let's just like let's wrap this in like a simple way then. Do you think that okay, now Brianna Wu's gone from Progressive Pact, has that information affected anything? Does it change anything?
Hasn't changed anything that I've noticed, but I don't know the behind the scenes stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, if he was answering my questions, look, like I said, I was going in there. Ultimately, goal numero uno is get the information, because the more information that comes out, his counterpoint's proved when he went on stream, as you'll see if you haven't seen it already. The more information comes out, the worse this shit looks. It's just how it is, because no one wants their fucking political content to be like basically bought and paid for by some little clique. No, like no viewers want that really. So the more that comes out, the worse it looks. So ultimately, I was pure information mode. But if he's gonna be like a total queer about it, well then yeah, fuck it.
Right? I can't tell you. because I don't know.
Does that not seem an issue to you? Because I know, like, listen, I really don't want to paint this as nefarious because I don't think it's evil. But the fact that you are involved in something where you are giving consultation advice, where you're promoting certain things, where you have been paid in the past, but you don't know the wider picture, like it seems odd for somebody who is.
By the way, apparently President Sunday comes on in a bit. Oh, good old autistic schizo warrior President Sunday. Let's go.
Admittedly, quite political.
You calling him a goblin reminds me of when that white-haired bad guy in Harry Potter calls people mudbloods. Okay, all right, buddy.
Engaged and like believes in things.
Yeah. If you can present me evidence that they're doing some nefarious shit, present it.
But it's not about the presentation. But you should know what the goals are.
I already told you. They're trying to know, like, what do audiences like? What are people talking about? These kinds of things. How do they like to talk about?
Okay, well, here's
great. So they can reach audiences and convert them to a particular.
Anyone know if Sunday is on the Woo payroll? You fucking joking? Give it 5 minutes and you'll have your question answered.
A political and voting point.
Okay, I have a question.
And?
Okay. So you are essentially feeding into the data machine that could be used in the future to manipulate people towards certain views or target people in certain ways. Yeah, but you are. This isn't a moral thing. This is just an awareness thing of what you're involved in. It's not the same as just being a streamer on your own. Like I'm not. Like if I'm talking about something.
Sunday is not on the Woo payroll at all. He's about to come in and just absolutely fucking rake Wick over the coals. So.
Political, it is entirely like based around me. There's no analytics that anyone's looking at going, hey, how's Beckett engaging? What's working with Beckett? How can we use that? What does his audience think? Like that's not targeted in the same way. Your audience itself and your experiences with them are
I admit, you got to admit, Sunday does have a suspicious fondness of Woo. Yeah, couldn't agree more. He's always, I always think, like, damn, why does Sunday like Woo so much? This is a bit weird.
Okay.
I don't think it's relevant whether it's nefarious or not. I think the fact that it is happening changes what you are as a content creator.
Okay.
I think it changes what content.
Change about my content.
What is this? Wait a
It's
second.
showing no cams.
Wait,
Well, yeah, but the point,
so
I mean, this isn't a
it's
good
just-
argument, to be fair.
Hey, CL, how you doing? But
Wick seems to understand perfectly how much. Maybe he's got a gaggle of trans whores around him so that he can't
Jesus
come on
Christ.
camera.
Oh, yeah, this was...
Cannot come up. Out the facts.
Why did he say this?
I don't know why Kuihman can't come up. Maybe he's got a gaggle of trans whores around him so that he can't come on camera. I don't fucking know. But it doesn't matter because it's an irrelevant point. There could be a justified reason. Maybe he's in another place where he can't get on camera for that reason. He doesn't want to dox the place. Maybe he doesn't want to come on camera because he looks ugly. Maybe he can't be bothered to turn his camera on. I don't fucking know. It's all irrelevant because wouldn't it be better with the camera on? Yes. However, it doesn't inhibit you from having a conversation. Something Wick himself understands because he has people on his own show without fucking cameras on.
The reality is that I just don't... If I don't have my room divider up behind me, I mean, you guys have seen it at the back screen, I don't come on camera. Because if there's anything behind me that could dox me or anyone else, if there's anything going on, any features of rooms I'm in, wherever I'm staying, I have my room divider. That keeps, it might be paranoid, but that keeps everything pretty reasonable. I'm not going to go and fucking set that shit up at 7:30 in the morning. That's insane. Wherever I am, I've not, at no point have I had a living arrangement where it's just me there, right? I've never had that sort of money. So, fucking clunking shit around at 8 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning, putting up room dividers and shit is just insane. I'm not doing that for fucking week. And also, once he asks, it's like, I'm not gonna fucking do it. I'm insecure without a popped collar. Obviously, the moment he's like, I'm not talking to you until you do this, I'm not fucking doing it. Like, I'm not jumping through fucking hoops for you. That's retarded. It's just a power move. It's like, why play into it? It's like it's the gayest shit in the world.
It's not what your content's changed. It's what your content is. What the background stuff of your stream is being used for.
I think this is just pro clutching, dude.
Okay, Wick, I'm gonna ask you this. So there's just a few things. One. All right, I got sent this clip of Erudite on J-Stock. I don't know how JSTLK, his stream,
Okay, well,
where she's
so many
referring to people employed as contracted workers. Would you consider, are you a contracted streamer by them?
I'm
Like,
not sure if that's the technical term,
okay, all right.
but maybe.
Do you
I
have
I don't know the technical jargon here,
okay?
but maybe.
Well, do you have a contract with them? I suppose.
Yes.
Okay.
I signed a contract.
Okay.
I did.
Bro, it's like they're teasing this information out of him. That's new information to me. I don't know if anyone else
Kuihman has a gay roommate like Scott Pilgrim. It all makes sense now. Yeah, we sleep in the same bed as well. It's exactly like that. Bumba is exactly like that.
you've signed a contract. Bro, that's crazy. What the fuck? I thought it was a lot more laissez-faire than that. You signed a contract. What is that? Bro! We just managed to tease that out now. Being a contractor doesn't necessarily mean you've signed it. I mean, he said it earlier, but that, you know, you could say you're a contractor. That just means you do casual work on
We keep blabbing on JStalk stream and it's fucking funny. What do you mean blabbing?
an ad hoc basis. It doesn't mean that you've actually signed a contract, but he's saying no. In order to do this, he's signed a contract. Isn't like, to me that's kind of crazy, man.
Oh no. Trouble in Paradise. Resi just went live. Don't let us down. Lol, why would I ever talk to that rat fuck again though? It's a lonely world out there, Wick. It's becoming a lonely world.
It's just the idea that you're signing this. What does that entail then? What does that mean? I don't know. That seems pretty crazy to me personally. Maybe people think I'm overreacting, but to me, it seems wild that you're going to sign a contract with a political organization to attend meetings. Yeah, they got stipulations. What limitations or controls does that put on you? Like, for example, right, when I sign a contract to shill a game, I'm not allowed to speak in a like detrimental way about it. Like the way it's worded normally is they say, obviously say your mind, but avoid any like harsh, extensively negative criticisms of the game. So throughout that contracted period, I'm not allowed to go out and say this game fucking sucks. It's bollocks, right? Whereas now, obviously, I can say, yeah, that the mobile games that I shill, they're bollocks. They're not like fucking good. They're not like high quality games that I'm shilling to you. It's not exactly like fucking Fortnite or some shit. Well, then maybe that's debatable. But but during that period of time, I would not be able to say that.
But he did literally do a Fortnite sponsorship at one point, didn't he?
Because
Just
and
go on
fair
about.
enough, like you're paying for
What
me to
silly
promote your
comparison.
game. That would be completely unreasonable for me to just go,
Go
it
and see
fucking
now.
sucks, don't bother downloading it. I mean, it would be detrimental to my own thing because I'm trying to get you guys to download it to help me out, right? If I wanted to, and I've done it before, I could play, what was that video called? Let's Go Whaling. It's like a 20-minute video that breaks down all of the kind of like predatory and obnoxious mechanics in mobile games, right? It would be completely inappropriate and probably a breach of contract for me to play that whilst I'm sponsored. Do you see what I mean?
That'd be so based.
But having like an ongoing contract without a specific end date, which has some stipulation. This is what I mean about the backroom deal shit, man. It's all very shady. We don't know what's going on. I don't know. It just feels a bit like, what have you signed? What are the stipulations? What can you do? What can't you do? Anyway, maybe they get into it, so we'll see. But
right, and you realize that. Okay, you realize that that's probably like, is this? I don't know if this is the first time a lot of people are hearing about it. Personally, I feel like I've never heard this before.
Well, you don't watch my content.
Not all the time, no. And I usually skip to like debates and shit.
I said I had a sponsor. I've said I had a sponsor for months now.
Did you say it was Progressive Victory?
Yes, Progressive Victory sponsors me. This is not new.
He's never said. I don't believe he has ever said Progressive Victory sponsors me. I've looked through all mentions that I could find on a YouTube transcript keyword search program or application online. That all mentions of Progressive Victory I've looked through, and I cannot find him saying I'm sponsored by Progressive Victory. Now, he did 2 panels, one debate and 1 panel, which were sponsored for $500 each, I believe, by Rebellion Pack, which is the pack that Brianna Wu runs, but Progressive Victory is the one that they're contracted streamers for, which Brianna Wu was a strategist for, but has now stepped down from. He has never said he was sponsored by Progressive Victory, to my knowledge.
Okay.
But there's a difference between being sponsored by someone and having an ongoing contractual obligation, right? That's what I'm saying. A sponsor is normally for like a specific pre-agreed amount of time, and there's stipulations on what you can and can't say. Any contract I've taken, that obviously there's like, I can't just show gore or something like that, right? But when I look through it, I mean, I've probably come close to the line at times. No, that's not what being sponsored means. A part of a sponsorship is having a contract, but there's a difference between having a contract for a specific period of time to promote something and having what sounds like an ongoing contract with unknown terms.
Today I learned that you can pay Wick for anything but fixing his teeth. Nice. Nice one, Base Life. It's very epic.
Do you know, like, you see what I'm saying, right?
But oh my god, it's not about the fact that it's new. Like again, it's the fact that this is where the Woobox meme is coming from. Like it doesn't need to be new.
Yeah, I don't
like.
I don't know. It seems. I'm gonna be
I'm not
honest.
called any of you bad people, by the way. I am just trying to point out.
Make your money.
But then you imply that there's these negative. You don't use the word bad, but you imply these things in a very negative light, like they're trying to influence people, gather data, and they're gathering your data in order to influence.
Well, that's
you.
Beckett's.
Like this does. Yeah, I'm sure.
That's Beckett's. Mine is that it makes you seem ingenuous.
Very kind of nefarious. It plays into these like tropes of.
Well, I mean, to be fair to
let me respond.
You're the one saying you're having meetings once a week as a consultant, talking about how they can like influence.
They have meetings on a regular basis to consult.
Sure, yeah. But at the same time, it's okay. So you're saying that I'm.
Yeah,
I'm
honestly, the more I listen to this, as much as I agree.
Oh, Doobie's last donation didn't come through. Wick is a middle-aged man who has to suck the dick of sugar. How do I want to approach that one? Wick is a middle-aged man who wants to shuck the dick of sugar daddy BW. He's childless, then that's a relief. Thank you, Doobie, for the $5.90. Hitler and you recommended? What? Where? Oh, yeah. How the Holocaust happened. Nice.
Agree with some of these conversation points. The biggest controversy of all is what what the fuck are you getting from the Wicker Man? What the fuck is he bringing to the table as a fucking person that would be failing and not doing this if he didn't have this money propping him up? That's the biggest controversy in all this. He's getting paid money for what?
Seeing this negative thing of they gathering data and like learning how to influence people. So someone say no one cares what a load of Twitch pol nerds have to say. Clearly someone does because they're paying regular.
Yo, thank you, Dancing Pipe Stuffer, for the tier 1 membership. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Like presumably large financial sums to multiple people to get that information. But it's enough. Like they're still paying for it, like on a regular basis
per meeting. Is that about accurate? I believe 1 to 3K per meeting. 1K on the low end.
Yeah, I got this wrong apparently. I misunderstood what I was told.
No. The figure I heard was it's like that's like a monthly amount. It's like based on a weekly meeting. It's like $200 to $400 or $500.
Yeah, we can start skipping through this. This is my calling. It didn't go anywhere because we're
fucking Kuihman, get mogged!
Just like you.
Again, I have no.
Oh, fucking Kuihman, get mogged!
Just like you.
Again, I have no.
Oh, fucking back
I
again!
really think you should just talk to him. Like, it's like, it's like this is an insane barrier. I'm sorry.
But regardless, you're the one who's saying like. I may be painting that in some way with my tone, and obviously I don't fucking like it. But like at the same time, you're the one saying you're going to the consultation meetings, you're talking to them about audience capture, you're talking to them about like what people are interested in, what gets the most results. They are doing that. They're obviously doing that. Otherwise, why employ you? Like unless they're pissing money off the wall, unless it's the end of the tax year and they need to make sure their budget's still there for the next year, I don't see a reason why they'd be doing this.
Do you think that that's nefarious in nature? Do you think that's a bad thing?
You know what's crazy is the way me and DK initially started talking was over the Wick memes, because when Chud used to go on Wick panels, I just started spamming in Chud's chat because I hated panels. I was very vocally against panels, obviously long before I started streaming or anything. I would just spam in Chud's chat like, oh, I'm wicking out. Wick's wife had a great night. All this shit. I started the wicking out meme. I want to say that right now. That's mine. Wick has co-opted that. I'm wicking out. Wick's wife had a great night. All this shit. And then me and DK started making these. Well, DK started consulting me on these edits of Wick. Where is it? Here. Where are they? Oh my god. What's going on? Bruh. There we go. Like this. Where are the other ones? Oh man. This. Oh, when were these made? When was this? Second of May, 2022. Almost 2 years ago. Crazy. Crazy.
I don't think it needs to. Okay, well, actually, do you know what? Yes, I think ultimately political, like I think targeted political stuff is a negative. Like on right and left, I think it's well. I really would like to hear Kuihman ask some questions. I know you really don't want to do it. Like,
It's cowardly. That's all it is, man. Like you're just like, it's like the ideas are there. He can't cam up. Like he's not gonna make
Then
content.
why is he here?
Bro, grimacing doesn't work with a massive fucking gap in it. I hope you
Because
realize
he's
that.
like
You
making.
need to talk shit when you don't cam up, especially about someone
Bro, I
else.
came up all the fucking time. I'm like 20 years
No,
younger
I
than
don't
you,
want
and 5
that
times
shit.
more attractive than you.
Well, that's
Oh!
not true. You are like really thin.
I almost called him
That's
the
true,
F
that's
slur there.
You're-
I had to
it's
stop
like,
myself.
you know,
Oh my god! Oh shit! I clicked back. Where was I? No! Fuck.
regular, like presumably large financial sums to multiple people to get that
Not
information.
using
But it's enough. Like they're still paying for it.
Once
Like
it-
on a
once
regular
3K
basis.
per meeting? Is that about accurate? I
Yeah,
believe.
like-
Oh yeah, I
1K
know we're
per
back. We're good.
meeting,
We're
1K
good.
on the low
I
end.
wish.
Oh,
I fucking did it.
really
Don't
think
worry.
you should just talk to him. Like it's like, dude,
Yeah,
it's
you
like this
just
is an
think that.
insane barrier. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
but regardless,
Like-
you're the one who's saying like, I may be painting that in some way with my tone, and obviously I don't fucking like it.
267
But,
in
like, at the same
chat.
time,
Whoop
you're
whoop.
saying
That is
you're
such a
going to
good point. Holy fuck. Now is a great time to remind you guys. There's so many people here. An hour into the stream. Please like, subscribe, donate, buy a membership, gift a membership, buy a super chat if you can. Thank you very much. Thank you.
consultation meetings. You're talking to them about audience capture. You're talking to them about like what people are interested in, what gets the most results. They are doing that. They're obviously doing that. Otherwise, why employ you?
Okay,
Like,
do you
unless
think
they're
that's
pissing money
necessary?
up the wall, unless it's the end of the tax year and they need to make sure their budget's still there for the next year, I don't see a reason why they'd be doing this.
Do you think that that's nefarious in nature? Do you
Hey,
think that's a
Cyber
bad
Report.
thing?
I'm good. Hope you're good too.
I don't think it needs to. Okay, well, actually, do you know what? Yes, I think ultimately political, like I think targeted political stuff is.
Yes,
is a
true. We need the autism nuke. Unfortunately, Kuihman is getting blocked by the lack of camera for stupid, retarded reasons. Don't worry. President Sunday's waiting in the wings.
negative. Like on right and left, I think it's.
I don't know what the
it's
play
wrong.
button's about.
I
man.
really would like to hear Kuihman ask some questions. I know you really don't want to do it. Like,
It's cowardly. That's all it is.
Yeah,
man. Like,
sure.
you're just like,
I don't recognize you.
it's like the ideas are there. He can't cam up. Like he's not gonna make
Then
content.
why is he here?
Bro, grimacing doesn't work with a massive fucking gap in it. I hope you realize
Because
that.
he's like
Neither
making.
is talking shit when you don't cam up, especially about someone
Bro, I
else.
came up all the fucking time. I'm like 20 years
No,
younger
I
than
don't
you, and
want
5
that
times
shit.
more attractive than you.
Well, that's.
Why is he rewatching this
you are,
bit?
like, really thin. It's kind of.
That's true. That's true.
scary.
That's
You're,
true.
it's like you know.
Yeah, fucking you Zoomers.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
but like no, I mean it's just Kuihman like has the largest. For me, my criticism isn't what Beckett's is. It's just that.
Also, listen,
I don't know.
I don't know if I should have killed over for that. I don't know if I should be taking comments on my lack of weight from Mr. Tits over here, Mr. Tits McGee, Mr. Gyno.
This is ratty, and like again, you not like Kuihman say things. It's ratty. It's just that's what this is.
He can
It's a
say
little
whatever
ratty.
he wants. I'm just not going to answer his questions unless he
Yeah,
can.
that's why I think this is ridiculous. Okay, he's here. There's no fucking difference. I've had you on before where I've never asked you to cam up. I think that this is actually ridiculous, Wick.
This is me.
Okay.
Right? If you're gonna take shots here, if you're gonna take shots at how
If you want, so you want somebody to cam up? Is that
while we talk?
Right, afraid to come up. What it's like so absurd. It's so fucking absurd. Dude. Oh man.
okay?
That's it. If you're gonna
Alright,
take
you want
shots
somebody to
at
cam
how
up?
I look,
That's
like you've been
fine.
doing all night, then you can cam up so we can play this game.
All right.
Okay.
I'll try to find somebody else that can cam up. Kuihman, I don't
Fair enough.
think we're gonna get there, so
All right. I'll catch you later.
I'll talk to you soon.
Great
Yeah.
talking to you, Wick. Great talking to you, Wick. You fucking nasty little creep.
Fuck off, son.
Okay.
Yo.
Okay, I'm sorry, man. I do not remember at any point in time, like, this being a thing you've mentioned. Like, that was like one of the things.
Again, you don't watch my content. You're not my audience.
I feel like there's a lot of people that are watching you, and I watch those people that watch you because I'm watching other shit. Like, a lot of the time. If I'm watching you, it's because I'm
Yeah,
watching the
that's
debate that you're having,
wonderful.
then I'm...
Off depressed people.
Wick demands Kuihman show his face. Even though we know what he looks, don't people demand Wick show receipts for what he spent the $3,000 on? If Wick gets oral cancer, it would not necessarily be a bad thing.
Okay, I disavow the last part, but do be the house goblin. Thank you for the $21. Yeah, I gotta say, like, you know, I do think there's some questions for Wick.
Doobie, bruh.
About this tooth thing. Like, he
That's
fundraised $3,000
Come on
to
now.
GoFundMe to fix his tooth, and he never got his tooth fixed. What the fuck happened to that money? I don't know, man. People just don't seem to be bothered about it. And I'm like, no, if you fundraise for something, you should do the thing that you say you're fundraising for, surely.
I'm into.
I don't say it every streams, but I say it on multiple occasions, right? I say it on multiple occasions. I have a sponsor. I'm great. I'm very thankful for my sponsor. I've said it's progressive victory several times. It's not new information.
Okay. All right, I have somebody that's willing to cam up. So.
Faced.
Oh, President Sunday, we are going to talk about him linking Cherry's group chat. I would love to talk to him about
Yeah,
that.
sure, absolutely. As long as he
Yo! I was in that
That's
group
the
chat.
rules, so
Yo!
Sunday. Can you cam
cam
up?
up.
Howdy ho. Here, give me a second.
Wait. I missed that the first time round. Wick goes, we're going to talk about him leaking the group chat. Well, so fucked up to leak that group chat. But one of the first things Sunday brings up here is the fact that Wick did a hit piece on Sunday, like a hit piece stream on Sunday for leaking that group chat, but then refused to confront Sunday as much as Sunday tried to call in. It's just so fucking pathetic. It's so weak.
Hang on. Where the fuck is the thing?
Toothless cunt.
Bear with me here.
No, you're good.
There it is.
Loved the Bad Empanaga saga, by the way, Sunday. Great content.
I love that
Which
we're
one?
all in the darkness.
Yeah, well, fucking.
This is like the dark aesthetic guy is shockingly
Jesus
the least
fucking
of this. Go.
It's late.
All right.
Dark Sunday.
So what's going on? Why am I here?
I have no idea.
Basically, me and
I was
Doug
so worried here. I thought Sunday was about to throw. I was so concerned.
know enough about some of his transgressions, and you were
But
recommended.
who's?
We're on the progressive victory. Ship.
Progressive victory shit, Brianna Wu and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have criticisms?
About Wick's transgressions? I don't see what transgressions he's made. I mean, he's a shit moderator. He somehow managed to make upwards of $3,000 for a tooth he hasn't replaced, but still managed to buy Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh,
Other than that,
no,
like,
bro!
I don't see. Like, what's the? So hang on, just to be clear. So you guys are arguing about Wick's transgressions, but you don't know what his transgressions are.
No,
we figured out that he's yeah.
So basically, there's two different points. Rezi, I'll let Rezi say his own. Mine is the fact that Wick brought up Woobucks, and my general point is that lots of people have an issue where it looks like
Addy is so fucking based. Holy shit.
independent content creators are receiving money from a political pact and then presenting their content as what's the best way to put it, as natural, genuine, and like centrist, or like a place where anyone can talk. And people are going to say, well, you're paid by a political organization, how independent are you? And that's what
Oh, Patreon app is defaulted to $1 a month. Okay, I'll bear that in mind. Wow, thank you. Damn, you guys, Jesus Christ. Guys, seriously, thank you so much for making it so that I don't have to rely on money from political organizations to stream. I very much appreciate and love all of you, okay? Oh my god, what would I do without you guys, eh?
I've been trying to get through. Well,
Thank you,
pushing
though.
back and saying it's the same
I'll
as a
bear that in
chatter paying
mind.
you.
It's not the same as a chatter paying you exactly. I think it more speaks to Wu's incompetence that she wasn't aware, for example, of Twitch's rules about that kind of thing. But there isn't fundamentally a problem there. I think the main issue would be, just on an ethical standpoint, if he's trying to posture as some kind of cross-aisle, neutral, moderated type thing where you hear like different sides and whatnot, taking money from one side to pick and choose who gets represented and who gets represented fairly and who gets moderated fairly, that's kind of gross. I think it's pretty transparent. That's what's been going on for a little while. But
really,
who cares?
do you think I'm getting paid to moderate people at different levels, or have or not have specific people on?
Well, I know for a certain fact you've been told not to have particular people on, or at the very least you've been it's
Who?
suggested
what?
not to have
Precisely.
particular people on.
Because this is
Oh.
news to me. I've never been told by
Uh-oh.
anyone not to have anyone on.
Oh,
I mean,
he's
well,
swinging.
That's not true. A lot of people told me not to have certain people on, but I don't.
He's
give a shit
swinging.
what they say, and I have.
I'm
whoever
sure you don't. I'm sure you don't,
Oh.
which is why as soon as the Brianna Woolix happened, you brought on one of her friends from the group chat to do the whole hit piece on me, but you would absolutely refuse
What?
to address me directly. It doesn't particularly matter.
Yo!
Like as far as there being any
Revelations.
kind of like
No, I did that one for
legal
free.
ethical
I cut you
transgressions
off for
taking place.
free. I didn't get paid for that.
Beg your pardon?
I did it because I wanted to.
Oh, so you're just a coward then? Okay, that's cool. So, like as
Jesus.
far as there being any legal ethical issues at play,
Sunday
the only
just
thing there
rapes.
is Wu's incompetence. He wasn't aware of the Twitch rules. I mean, paying Wick is just an embarrassing thing to do by itself, but I don't see any
Again, I just. You
Oh, man.
He's just see. This is the kind of energy that I like. He's just going, yeah, it's kind of worthless to pay you. That's my kind of like thought process with it. Whoa.
This is the problem I'm having tonight. Is there's a lot of accusations, but there's not a lot of like fight.
I didn't accuse him of anything.
You know, fight. Joke, funny. But like you said that I was paid, or you implied that I've been paid to, where it's been strongly suggested to me where I don't have.
I think looking at your channel, Wick, and looking at your numbers, there's no way in hell that you're actually surviving off those figures unless you're living with parents or someone's feeding you money. And my understanding is people are getting a small little stipend for appearing at like PV meetings and whatnot. And power to you. God knows why on earth they need you there, but I mean, I don't see an issue with this.
Okay.
You're owned. Wick, you're owned. Wick, you're owned. Like, look at this. He's got nothing to say. He's got nothing to respond with. Just sitting there, face like a slapped ass, taking it. You're owned.
Here is that Wick's kind of useless. I don't really see.
You're right.
Neither of us have said that, by the way.
Whoa.
Sure, now we've got 3 takes. Fuck it.
Bro.
Yeah, and then my criticism is mostly that I think Wick is taking advantage of a
What
level
the
of legitimacy
fuck,
that
dude?
being online and not being sponsored by these things are that I think is harmful to normalize.
But
in,
I've
business.
never made a secret of the fact that I'm.
Yeah, I
sponsored.
know. I mean, yeah, I've always criticized you having.
It feels like he's got nothing to say to that. He's just like accepting that criticism. Oh, bro, I don't know. I kind of agree. Like, what, you know? Yeah. Yeah, Sunday is indeed cooking.
Having any sponsor
So,
with this. So
someone's asked me to ask you a couple questions, Wick, if you don't mind. We'll
If
go
it's
a lot
Kuihman,
faster.
I'm not answering them until he comes up.
It's not quite. I'm not talking to Kuihman.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? Just very quickly, what is a contract
No,
with a streamer?
it's Bug Squander. Oh, brother.
entail?
What I'm paid to do, I show up a meeting every week, right? And
Right.
we talk about the different things that are going on. What are some good ways to share this with our audience? Do we want to share this? Is everyone talking about? What's in the zeitgeist? That kind of thing.
Gotcha. Have you signed a physical contract?
Yes, I have signed up for
Sunday owns
And
you.
you-
Sunday owns you. Sunday
Okay.
owns you. Stupid
Do
ass,
the talking
goofy.
points align with the policy promises politicians that Progressive Victory are funding?
Yeah, it's so funny. He's like, is Kuihman asking his questions? I'm not answering Kuihman's questions. Fucking, you do not deserve the amount of teeth you have, Wick.
And canvassing for or utilizing. Let me rephrase that. Do the talking points align with the policy promises politicians that PV are funding and canvassing for? Are you? That's very awkwardly phrased. But you get the
Addy
point.
Pupils super chatted $2. Wick hiding his sins under his permanent hoodie.
Oh, thank you for $2, Ali. Thank you. Jesus, I yawned.
Just very quickly, I just want to go back to one of those other questions. You say that you go to meetings, meet up, and discuss a topic and how best to like push it. That was your wording, right?
Oh,
Or how to talk about.
So
something.
yeah, this seemed so. This is kind of the narrative. This is exactly backing up everything I've heard about this, which is yes, like it's not an explicit. You must go and talk about this, but it's a discussion, there's probably implications, but
Oh, guys, it's happening. Beckett's got the mark of spicy chat. Oh, it's over. It's happened to many people before. Found it interesting. Beckett went through it. You remember when you were dishonest and immoral because you found someone to strawman the conservative side of a panel? I know you did it because I was aware of that one. I was the one that volunteered. I didn't catch the entire thing. Yeah, he said that. Lol. I mean, if Beckett was still manning the opposing side, I wouldn't mind. But if he was literally acting as a straw man, that's weak on everyone's part who was in on it. Professional debate means play devil's advocate all the time. Lots of people fight for positions they don't personally hold. The goal is to win the debate. If your goal is to be a wet paper bag that someone else can just punch their way through, that's a huge problem. That's Stardust's goal. That's what Stardust is. Well, he criticised Wick for not having actual conservatives on the panel, but then he was the one that volunteered to step in and make sure the thing still happened. Hypocrisy in hindsight. I have the DMs from Beckett. Absolutely, he's not a straw man. Either he felt he was good enough advocate to properly represent some positions and did it, or he was an accomplice in what he considered an immoral act. But he's saying it wasn't disclosed to him. I think, right? That Wick has been paid, maybe? I don't know. Exactly. This is only problematic now in hindsight as it fits the narrative he's building. Yeah, he's just honestly trying to frame it to fit in with his peer group. See, guys, Beckett's got new friends now. Okay, all Beckett's friends is Spicy Chat. Alright, even though he's not in Spicy Chat, Beckett's friends are Spicy Chat. So he's just trying to fit in with us. That's what's going on, guys. That's what you need to realise. Anytime someone in Twitch poll starts turning on the gay little clique that has built up a little fucking wall around themselves, anytime someone starts turning on them, it's Spicy Chat. It's Spicy Chat. It's Spicy Chat, and they're not serious, and they're small potatoes, and you shouldn't listen to them. Don't give them attention. Stop talking to them. Shut it down. Oy vey. Oy vey.
it's going to have an influence on you to then go and present it in a certain way because, you know, yeah, it's you know, the Democrat Party and, you know, a super PAC associated with the Democrat Party trying to influence and manipulate the way people speak about things and trying to learn how to best influence the people in the space to, you know, go with Democrat shit, to put it very simply, right?
Thing in the
So,
zeitgeist.
for example, right? And I can't say the specifics, right? But the image will come up, right? And we'll talk about, oh, a lot of people are talking about this. How are they talking about this? How, you know, what are some ways that you can share it with your audience, etc. Yeah. But we're not told to share it with our audience.
Do you think that has an influence on how you?
Has an influence, like what? Like,
I mean, he wouldn't
not
be able
in
to disclose if it had an
any
influence.
like special sense. Like we're not paid to do that.
Yeah, but you're not paid to do that.
Becca, just to hold on one second.
Sure.
I've got 3 more just very quickly.
But the thing is, they're paying you for a reason, right? Like, they're not just paying you out the kindness of their heart. Like, they're paying you because they know that by doing it, there is some, it's at least soft influence.
But Wick literally tried to make the argument that it's the same as like a chatter paying you. It's the same as a chatter paying you. So fucking retarded in so many ways. Not least of which, that when a chatter gives you a donation, that's declared on your... Everyone knows that chatter's giving you a donation. The super chat pops up, the donation alert pops up, you read it out, whatever. People know when a chatter's giving you a donation if they've made a suggestion, a donation. Everyone hears that. Even with chats, even with super chats, there's like a transparency there. The level of responsibility in regards to transparency, disclosure, is way elevated when it comes to actually working with like PACs, right? So the idea that you would have more disclosure and transparency for your fucking chatters than for a PAC that is funding you is so fucking insane, dude.
Coming into play to get, like, they're not just paying you for the hell of it, right? They're paying it because they perceive that there's some benefit to do so, and they think they're going to get something out of it.
Sure, sorry.
Are you able to say who else is attending these meetings?
No.
No. How are they deciding the payment structure?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. Okay.
Yeah, I was just given a contract and they said this amount. I was like, okay.
Cool. Is the amount you're paid determined at all by your engagement or viewership?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, cool. How much are you making? Just out of curiosity.
I'm not going to share that with you. I think I can if I
Not,
want.
not enough for teeth, so we know that much. All right.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, I think
This is just on that point very quickly. Like, for me personally, if I was missing one of my front and side, and I received $3,000 to do that, and I was getting paid to do like fucking YouTube and PV or whatever, you know, I'd have my teeth by now. If I had to work at Walmart, I'd have my teeth by now. What's going on? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, brother.
Isn't that crazy though that you've raised $3,000 by GoFundMe to fix your teeth and the teeth aren't fixed? Isn't that kind of insane? Isn't that like a Kevil's moment? Oh man, I don't know. It just seems wild to me, and people aren't bothered by that. You've raised $3,000 from your audience to do something, and it's not happened. That's a pressing question, and it just seems wild that it's like, yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. What? I don't know. It just seems mental. But I guess some of Rick's audience just don't care about shit like that.
How long till the next one goes?
Good question.
All right.
Can we stop talking
Does
about
anybody else want anything from me here?
No, that's about it, I guess. I think we're winding regardless. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck it. Thanks for that.
Yeah. See you.
Oh, cheerio.
How did any person I've ever heard emphasize me instead of funding GoFundMe? Like the GoFundMe?
Right, yeah, I think okay. So again, I know you're under NDA and everything else.
NDA. God, I hate
It was
it.
definitely winding.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Dude, Beckett was like, I don't know if this guy is like becoming retarded or if he was just sleep deprived last night. What's going on with bro? But he was stumbling over his words. He had no idea what was going on. It was not a good sight.
yeah, the fact that again, the way maybe it's the way you're phrasing it, but like talking about the
Maybe
topics
I'm
today,
phrasing
how
it poorly, I don't
yeah,
know.
like
I'm trying to
listen,
be as vague as possible.
yeah, and I get that. Like it is very difficult to look at this like it's having no effects.
Becky was being cute. Zero Becky slander zone. That's epic.
Anywhere. It seems wild.
I don't understand like why it's an issue to you, right? I genuinely don't understand because everyone is influenced by their audiences or other
Okay.
people.
This is retarded. Now let's skip to where counterpoints comes on. That's what we want, isn't it?
Dog fucking panel now.
I fucking hope. Yeah, so based on the right.
Problem in and of itself, they don't. So there is obviously a very strong political agenda. Which
Kind of like you're saying that there's
or she's just dumb. She's just a stupid woman.
Oh, we'll watch this as well. Fuck it. This is epic. I love this.
scroll down.
I sent Chud this.
But yeah, there we go. First, apparently. Oh, sorry, I've got some important wicking info I need to watch.
I might have shown this on stream before, but it's been a long time ago. So.
What doing here? Serafax, thank you for the sub with your Prime sub. Thank you for the birthday wishes, Bilderberg. I really appreciate it.
Was this before the Woo Bucks?
So
this
yeah,
was before.
we are,
This was
and
before.
this
I think someone
is
said
the
it was
cake,
after, but no,
by
it
the
was
way,
before.
gang.
I'm pretty
I don't
sure.
know if you can see it. It's poorly written, but that's okay. Don't judge me too much. It's a small cake, but it's a cake nonetheless. It's nice, it's hot, it's gooey, it's messy. And if we get enough, again, right in the face, right in the pie hole. I'll leave that there for now. Right? It's not huge, but it's messy enough. It'll get the job done.
Wig looks like he evolves into
Yeah, how am
Chud
I
like a Pokemon. Wig looks like Chud if Chud had AIDS and the meth addiction. That's what Wig looks like.
What's the feel, right? What am I like? It's very weird to know that most of the peers that I work with, most of the peers in the streaming world, are all at least 10 years younger than me. What's that about, right? Am I too old to be a successful streamer? What do you think?
Stop lying. We know
I don't
Chud's a
have
bug
that
chaser.
energy,
Chud's a
right? I
mud
don't have
chaser.
that
Okay.
10-year-old
And trans
I
chaser.
don't have the retardation of a 20-year-old, okay? I don't have that level, and I think to be like a big, huge success in streaming, you need a level of retardation. You need a level
Old,
of
bald,
dumbness,
toothless,
okay?
disgusting.
Of
That's
just
based.
straight stupidity.
I'm too smart to succeed, guys.
In a certain way, it helps you in to succeed in this space. I really do.
You're old. How do you feel about it? I mean, yeah, I'm old, right?
Okay, that's wonderful.
Hey, thank you for the super chat. John Luke Dickhard, great name. Great name. Thank you for the $5. I don't think it's about age. It's about what you're. So people overcomplicate this so much, okay? And obviously, it's not simple. It's not easy. There's a lot of fucking moving parts, and there is luck involved in this kind of thing. But I think figuring out what you want to do and doing it well, being consistent, and putting out something that there's at least some interest in it. I don't know. That's the kind of basic foundation that you've got to build it on, right? That's it. That's what it comes down to. Are you putting out a product that people are going to?
Yeah. So Wick thinks he's too old and too smart to be a successful streamer. It's the most unfathomable cope in the fucking world. This is the mark of someone who just has no introspection whatsoever, is when they will take themselves being shit and unsuccessful at something and try and turn that into a positive, try and blame that on a virtue of theirs or a positive trait. This is like, this is a 95 IQ maximum individual. Okay, totally incapable of introspection, probably cannot rotate an apple in his mind. Definitely ate breakfast this morning. No doubt he ate breakfast this morning.
Are you doing it well, and are you doing it consistently? That's the foundation you start to build on, and then you go from there. I don't think age has necessarily got anything to do with it. Well, I mean, yeah, you need passion. There's lots of aspects to it. What if I'm not interested or talented? Well, then you probably don't want to be a streamer. You need to bring something to the table. You can't just fucking. I mean, I'm going to show you a post in a minute, which is going to really depress you, but it kind of links into this.
I do believe that. I think that people who are too smart don't succeed, or it's much harder for them to succeed. Let's say, because we can point to examples where they have, right? Obviously.
What is this?
But for the most part, it's not smart that gets rewarded here. Let's look at Pearly Things as an example. Have you guys seen what she's been up to lately? Have you been following her arc? Seeing her go on Piers Morgan? I forget the name of the show he does.
I mean, Pearly Things, whether you agree or disagree with her, okay, is, as far as I understand, consistent, right? Does what she does and does it well, which is like trad conservative shit. And what was the other thing I said? I said something else as well. But like, to me, she's kind of ticking those boxes.
Those two things became. Never watched it. My
we sit past this. This is. We don't need any of that.
Monopolize my time and tried to into the. Play for Panzer.
Would you mind kind of giving me your summary of the
Okay,
situation and
here we
your
go.
perspectives and gripes with it?
Yeah, first of all, I'm not really that concerned about it, like, in any significant way. I just think it's a bit shady. Obviously, we don't have transparency of what is ongoing behind the scenes.
So if you guys aren't keeping up, if you haven't been around, this is Counterpoints now come in to run the standard progressive victory strategy of just controlling the fucking narrative the moment PV or Brianna Wu come up in conversation on stream. Jumping in there, ratting around, WBC behavior.
It seems like the way it's structured of paying people per meeting to.
So I don't actually hate Connor. I'll be real. Like I do not hate Connor. I do not hate Connor. A lot of people do. Okay, he's a bit of a, a lot of mall cop jokes, and I like a good mall cop joke. Don't get me wrong. I called him Paul Bart in the chat a couple of times today. But generally, I actually like Connor. Yeah, he's paid by Progressive Victory. Yep, he is one of their contracted streamers, much like Wick, Erudite. Careful, Xanderhor.
Influence the stream, but kind of have a soft influence, is trying to circumvent the rules around political organizations promoting their stuff on Twitch. It's all just a bit shady in back rooms, and there's not much transparency. And if people have signed NDAs and can't talk about it, yeah, it just adds to the shadiness. Like, what is being fucking held back from us? Why is there not full transparency about what's going on? And it's got to be picked apart and picked out of people.
Well, so I think there's an uncomfortability. Bear in mind, I'm only talking for myself, not talking for PB or talking for other creators associated with PB.
Yes, Wu has quote unquote stepped down from Progressive Victory's strategist role that she was in.
Only talking for myself, but I think it's an uncomfortability that there's going to be like mass reporting around the issue, kind of like you're saying that there's people who are interested in spreading democratic perspectives in the social media space. They don't want to get afoul of social media companies' terms of service, but they do see this as an opportunity of trying to marry.
Right, wait, okay, listen, I don't want to fucking waffle, okay? So what you're saying there is what I'm saying is correct, that they're trying to circumvent the rules by doing these backroom meetings.
Wick peaked in high school when the army recruiter socially molested him into a failed Air Force career.
And paying people to attend the meetings.
I mean, you're saying circumvent. I think that's too strong, but sure, whatever.
So, okay, right. Let's cut to the chase, okay? They are doing this because it is against the rules for a political group to directly sponsor streamers.
Yeah, Wick was Air Force, yeah.
That's correct?
Yes.
Right, thank you. Why are you being so fucking weaselly, bro? It's so fucking infuriating.
I didn't. You just made a statement and I agreed with it. What's weaselly about that?
Because you're like, oh, it's too strong to say they're circumventing. Like, that's what circumventing is.
Like, let's insane one minute. Let's take this back because I just totally missed this, but I remember this part.
They don't want to get afoul of social media reporting around. So I think there's an uncomfortability. Bear in mind, I'm only talking for myself, not talking for.
So this is why are you not transparent about it?
For PB or talking for other creators associated with PB. I'm only talking for myself, but I think it's an uncomfortability that there's going to be like mass reporting around the issue, kind of like you're saying that there's people who are interested in spreading democratic perspectives in the social media space. They don't want to get afoul of social media companies' terms of service, but they do see this as an opportunity of trying to marry.
Right, wait, okay, listen, I don't want to fucking waffle, okay? So what you're saying there is what I'm saying is correct, that they're trying to circumvent the rules by doing these backroom meetings and paying people to attend the meetings.
I mean, you're saying circumvent. I think that's too strong, but sure, whatever.
So, okay.
So that's too strong. What does that mean? You've just said they don't want to fall or foul. They're trying to avoid falling afoul of it. They're circumventing. Yes, that is what you're saying, Connor. It's totally insane. Just that, like, there's no way they're going to be happy with them saying this. There's no way. I don't believe it for a second. Saying that, yeah, we've changed the structure to be less transparent so that we don't get caught for potentially breaking the TOS's platforms and possibly the law. That's insane. There's no way they want you to say this, Connor. This is nuts. This is like the worst possible characterization I could have given the whole thing. I wouldn't... What's it? Circumvent, overcome a problem or difficulty, typically in a clever and surreptitious way. Literally, yeah. This is shit that I wouldn't have even necessarily pitched as like a super hard theory. I would have hedged my bets on this, saying like, oh, I think they try. I was saying like, guys, I don't think you should say they're trying to circumvent stuff by having it through this subsidiary. I don't think that's necessarily true. I don't think there's necessary evidence for that. That's what I was saying. And then Connor comes on. Connor's like, oh yeah, no. So basically, they do it through a subsidiary LLC and hire them as consultants, so they don't have to declare it, and so no one has to talk about the sponsorship. Oh, sorry, what? Sorry, what, Connor? Sorry, what, Connor? Does he not realize how fucking insane that sounds?
Right, let's cut to the chase, okay? They are doing this because it is against the rules for a political group to directly
come again,
sponsor
Wigger?
streamers, correct?
Yes.
Right, thank you. Why are you being so fucking weaselly, bro? It's so fucking infuriating.
I didn't. You just made a statement and I agreed with it. What's weaselly about that?
Because you're like, oh, it's too strong to say they're circumventing. Like, that's what circumventing is. But anyway, okay, I'm gonna calm down.
At the same time, well,
because...
hold on. So I'm coming
Go
at
on.
it. I'm coming at it from a different perspective.
Okay,
So
sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I do contract work for a professional job, and basically what I was told when I got hired was that with 1099s, basically in the United States, that's like the tax form that you fill out for contractors or whatever. The laws, particularly when it comes to like Uber and other contract employees, have gotten so strict that you can't compel anyone to really anything. If you like order them to do anything, then you're in violation of the contractor status.
Sure, I'm
so
not
basically,
saying, I'm not saying that Wu is going, you must talk about this on stream. I don't think that's happening. But there's obviously a reason they're getting paid, and it's because there's a soft influence to push whatever the agenda of progressive victory is on the platform.
Sure, but aren't these people already progressive and largely democratic anyways?
Yeah, I'm sure they are, and that's why they've been picked. I can't imagine. I mean, you're a conservative, but you're kind of a center.
Why do these people keep acting like this matters? This is the oh, I only promote products that I use, but then pretending that's a reason that you don't have to disclose it. It's just insane. It's insane. So I actually use my Raycons, so I don't have to tell anyone that I'm being paid by them. Fuck off. No, that's not how this works.
So you're not like a hardline conservative, and you agree with some of the progressive ideals and sentiments, right? So
yeah, and so
your picked as like the reasonable. Your role is the reasonable conservative guy as part of this, is what I would imagine.
Yeah, and basically what I try to do is if they're having a conversation and they're getting into a bunch of like lefty talking points that are too far lefty, that I'm saying like, ooh, I wouldn't phrase it that way if I was talking to a conservative. This is how I would phrase it. And then we talk about, debate strategy, current events, news stories, what's going on, what we.
I mean, so do you think, for example, they take someone that was further right on board than you? Do you think, like, say, lecture fan or something like that?
Yeah, not trying to talk out of class or whatever. But yeah, they're actually looking for people who are, not Trump fans.
Connor is literally controlled opposition, is basically what he's talking about in this conversation. It's insane. How is this? Like, I think I said it in chat at one point, but like, how is this not just the complete death of any real content in Twitch poll? Like, why would you ever be okay with this as a viewer, as a chatter, to the point where you've got like paid controlled opposition in your panels? Oh, fuck no! Who wants to watch that shit?
But in general, dyed in the wool Republicans.
Right. So there's the line. So there's the line. So if you're a Trump fan, you can't join. You can't get on board. Right.
I mean, they're progressive. Doesn't that make sense?
I mean, well, but the thing is, the point is, then you are eliminating a group of people. So there is obviously a very strong political agenda, which presumably is an anti-Trump agenda. So
yeah,
so that to me, you're almost like controlled opposition, then, aren't you? Right. So you're a righty, but not so far right that you support Trump, and you're there to present. Well, we got righties on board. Look at this guy, but you have to be or you have to not support Trump in order to be on board as part of the right.
Yeah, but that's presuming that I don't have an agenda of my own.
What is your agenda?
No, I mean, my agenda is largely anti-Trump. It is more for the moderate right. It is more for the center right. So that's, and there are progressive policies that I agree with, and there's progressive policies that I don't agree with. So why wouldn't I sign up with a organization that we have, I don't know, 30% overlap on policy, but they value my insights into a different world that they don't necessarily understand?
Well, yeah, but that's part of it, isn't it? It's like your role in it is, like I say, you're the reasonable righty, and it kind of adds validity to what's happening if you can be part of it, because, well, we've got some right representation, but there's a hard line on if you support Trump, you can't be part of it.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Well, as I say, I'm not saying I've got like a massive problem with it. I just want transparency of what's happening and all the reality of it, right? And great, you're coming on, you're talking about it, but a lot of this has been very opaque. And there's people, Wick's talking about NDAs, he can't talk about certain things. I mean, does that not kind of, you can understand why people would be concerned about what's going on?
Let me make it less opaque. Yeah, let me make it less opaque, because I think I'm a little bit less nervous, because, I don't know how long they're going to keep me or how long they're going to value my services.
It is kind of basic of Connor to just be like, I could get fired tomorrow, so I don't really give a fuck. I'm just going to say whatever. Mrs. called, did Connor win? It depends what you mean, did Connor win? Connor just like raped progressive victory, totally unintentionally, I think.
So I might as well just try to make it transparent. So what's going on is that, you know, people see an opportunity within the online space. There's a lot of money that's floating around between PACs. There are some well-intended PACs that are Democrat oriented who want to actually try to be effective in the social media space because they see the worlds colliding between online politics and IRL politics. And they think that the money is best with them to try to create this bridge between the real world and the online world instead of some Ivy League jackoff. This is actually the example that was told to me by somebody in the organization was if they don't take the money and try to build the bridge between online politics and real politics, then what's going to happen is some jackoff from an Ivy League school is going to create a spreadsheet of half a dozen creators on, TikTok, and they're going to send it into the, a Biden affiliated PAC, and they're going to charge them 30 grand for the information. So
that is literally a better use of the resources. The only reason you would want the money to be spent on you is for self-serving reasons. Anyone with an IQ above 70 can tell there's a reason why an Ivy League asshole or jerk off, whatever it is Connor just fucking said, would do that. It's because they are smarter than Brianna Wu, who spent 10 years in education and did not get a degree. Okay? There's a reason why they do that. It's because they're smarter. It's because they know what they're doing. Whereas I've got like let's look at what's let's see what's the consulting doing. What's the consulting getting us for progressive victory? What's happening? We showed this on Reservist stream the other night or last night. What amazing work is Progressive Victory doing thanks to this stream of consulting? How are they reaching out into new audiences, younger new audiences? What are we doing here? What's going on? Oh yeah, that's probably copyright, you're right. Fuck. It's GG. Yeah, so this is what they're getting. That monthly stipend they're giving all these streamers. And then you've got this as well. All hands this Saturday.
Hello everyone. Our next all hands...
We've already done the copyright, so you can hear this. All right, listen closely, guys. Listen closely.
Hello, everyone. Our next all hands event is set for this Saturday, February 3rd. We're looking forward to sharing community updates and laying out our plans for quarter 1 of 2024.
First, we'll start off...
Yeah, this will get the kids out. Put Evangelion as the background music for the Progressive Victory canvassing advert. Put the Evangelion opening as the background music. That'll do it.
Forward to sharing community updates.
Get out and vote, Shinji. Get out and vote.
Our plans for quarter 1 of 2024.
First, we'll start off the event by recapping some of Progressive Victory's successes across...
Oh, brother. It's literally never been more over, and I commented on this. Did you get the license for the Evangelion music? It's just a question. I've just got questions. I'm just asking. I'm just noticing things and asking questions. Shinji, get in the voting booth. It's just insane, bro. It's totally nuts. Yeah, 48 views. Amazing.
So this effort and this money is better spent with people who are trying to build that bridge.
Do you feel that all of what you're saying and what the goals are and what's happening, do you feel that's all been transparently communicated by the creators that are involved?
No, but I think they're nervous because they don't want to they don't want to communicate too much of what's going on because they don't want to step on the toes of the organization, and then
Well,
they
that's a
also
problem in and of
understand.
itself. They don't want to speak openly about what's going on because they're worried about the money that they're getting from the organ losing that. That's a problem. That's affecting how they're talking about and discussing these issues. You know, obviously, I can't say a game is shit if I'm sponsored by someone, but you know that I'm sponsored because I've disclosed it, and you know that I'm shilling this to you because I've been paid to by the company. This is all backroom deals.
It's just like that was probably made by a DGGer who must have been online when the Pokemon Go to the Pole shit was happening. How do they not see how cringe that is? How do they not see how bad it is? It's baffling. It is totally insane. But I think they're just like so in their own heads. They're like, oh yeah, this is like for other people, like other DGGers, other queers. So it'll be fine. They'll think it's cool. Like, it reminds me of this as well. I want to fight Wick's missing tooth so bad, molesting me. That's epic. Wait, you can like super chats now? That's so cool. Did you attend Anime NYC? Yes, I did. Get tested when I'm 19.
Unclear.
Addy
Don't know what's going
Pupils
on.
super chatted $2. I wanna fight Wick's missing tooth so bad molestini.
Thank you, Addy.
People are afraid to talk out because they don't want to upset the fucking super PAC. Like, that's a problem in and of itself. That's the criticisms that are being made about the situation.
No, I mean, I agree, but I also just think it takes a certain amount of balls
Gym
to be
tonight?
like,
Yeah, I'll
this
be
is
off
my
at M5.
perspective, this is where an
Till the gym
institution
starts, I
is
think.
paying me for my perspective, and this is where we align and this is where we don't align. I think
mean,
you have to have some fucking cojones in order to
It's not that
articulate
it takes
because you don't want to
balls,
step
you
on
know. I mean, they're getting around it by doing it in this way, but it's required by the FTC that you disclose if what you're saying and what you're doing is because a company's paying you to do so. And it feels like we're finding ways to get around these regulations and rules so we don't have to disclose it, but then that creates uncertainty about how honestly you're fronting your position and your perspectives.
Well, hold on. So you just said something that I would be curious about. So don't see this as pushback. See this
Sure.
as
No, please.
as an inquisitive question.
Go ahead.
So yeah. So for instance, like I took sponsorships from Ewin Racing. They're a gaming fair company. I took sponsorships from cereal companies, all that kind of shit. So am I supposed to be reporting something to the FTC?
Not to the FTC directly, but there's something called an FTC disclosure.
That's not funny. That's not
which
funny
is where
in chat.
you must
That's not
disclose
funny.
that your stream is sponsored and you're receiving payment, and there's guidelines on how to do it. And it needs to be like clear and specific. Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. You can go and see the FTC have got like a pamphlet about it, but it's just that basically what they're saying is if you were getting paid to promote something, right, then you must disclose that you are doing so people know that that transaction has taken place, right?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So where I would I think we'll disagree on this point, but I'm just going to articulate it. Obviously what's going on is people are being paid for their consultative opinions on how to best create content, not the content itself. Now, obviously, like you and me, we're going to be like, well, you talked about that kind of content that week. You debated the best way in order to talk about it. You talked about, talking points with other creators to try to formulate the best stuff. Don't you?
Yeah, it's totally insane that this whole conversation kind of like essentially just says, yeah, I don't give a fuck about the regulations. Yeah, it's probably breaking the rules, but who cares? Right, this is... But sorry, are you not like a conservative? Do you not give a fuck about like free and fair elections? Has that not been a big thing for you guys for the last few years? No? You don't think you should have to abide by the same rules that any other political operative has to abide by? No? Are you good?
Naturally infer that you're probably going to talk about it that week. And I mean, the answer is obviously yes.
Right.
But, when it comes to...
So it's like soft pressure. It's like soft pressure to talk about it. No one's saying you have to do it, but there's an implicit direction for the streamers to do what they're saying the talking point is, right?
Sure, but but at the same time, if you're trying to avoid a courtroom or getting sued by a creator or banned off of Twitch or banned off of YouTube or sued by the FTC or whatever, I think this is the only way that you could marry the online political realm and the real political realm.
If you're going to set rules like this, you need to dodge any and all conversation regarding it. Yeah, but this is why Connor's kind of based here, because he just came in kamikaze and is possibly taking the whole thing down with him. Just said everything. Said the quiet part out
I mean,
loud.
can I present you a problem and you can tell me if you have a better solution?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
So let's say that we know that Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok are going to be the future of political discourse, and people are going to be making decisions based off of their votes in those spaces. There are people who are already influential within those spaces, and we want them to be and I'm talking hypothetically. We want them to be affiliated with us, this political organization that has specific electoral goals. How do we recruit those creators to make content that's in line with our goals, that'll sway electoral opinion while still being on the right side of the law? And
I think I don't agree. I think creators should just state whatever their perspective is, what their true opinion is based on their own views in their own head, without influence from political organizations' money. That's
but I mean,
thank you for the $2, Emery. Thank you.
You know that's not how the world works. I mean, you yourself have taken paid sponsorships for commercial products. You probably aren't the most
for commercial products when everyone knows what's
shadow.
going on. If there was transparency about it, right, I probably wouldn't even be bothering to talk about it at all. I just watched it because it's kind of a quiet day and it was a fun thing to talk about. I kind of missed the Twitch poll stuff sometimes and I wanted to get into it. But there's like a complete lack of transparency. I personally wouldn't take money to push political talking points, so there be any doubt that I'm doing that. I want it to be clear I've taken money.
Emery super chatted $1.99. Girl was always right. This space is nasty.
Thank you.
Product. If someone wants to do it themselves, that's up to them. But the lack of transparency, I think, is really troubling.
Just as an example. So if Wick, so I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but if Wick was like, I identify as a progressive, I believe in universal health care, I believe in rights for immigrants, I think that Republicans are heavy-handed. I think that they're constantly slashing at the social safety net. I think that them always wanting to reduce taxes while increasing military spending, I think all of that's gay and cringe. I think that Donald Trump is a specific threat to democracy and the republic, and he's a massive piece of shit. Progressive Victory and I agree on all of these things. As a result, I have agreed to work with them as a consultant, and we do talk about the kind of content I create.
Yeah, Beckett brought up the candid stuff, I think, in the talk with Wick earlier.
There's no hard line that I have to create.
I need to go back and watch Harmful Opinions videos about that, because didn't he basically get ousted from the skeptic community because he went so hard against everyone else over it?
Certain kind of content, but we do talk about content weekly just so we can kind of game plan the best rhetorical strategies to try to achieve shared goals. Would you still have an objection?
Yeah, he was absolutely right. He absolutely destroyed Chill on Head.
No, because at the end of the day, then everyone knows where they stand. And then you can decide, right, this guy is associated with this political org, so his stream is going to be associated with that. Do I want to continue to support? Do I not want to support? And so on and so forth, then yeah, that's fine. But I've not seen or heard anyone do that in any meaningful way, like you've just laid it out there. Like, that's the first.
We need to pop Harmful Opinions has been mentioned, so we need to pop this classic clip. Okay.
Windy place. It's a non-windy place. I got my speaker from here. I got my speaker from Mankind. All right.
Sorry, but obviously you can't record in the centre.
You don't have streaming allowed.
Nothing. It's a private property, so yeah.
Yeah, you didn't say. I'm happy to go when you're saying like. I didn't realise.
Oh, we're not asking if you leave. We're just asking you can't record in the centre.
Oh, I can't turn it off because I'm a sex offender and I have to have it on constantly.
So you have to have it on.
Yeah, but I can go. I don't have to be in here. Like.
We don't want to distract your team. It's only just because normally it's just recording in their brands. So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. It's totally fine.
We definitely don't want you to leave. Honestly, we don't want you to leave. Honestly.
Right, it's cool. I get it, man. But I want to keep recording, so I'm going to leave
honestly,
because.
Of course.
Yeah.
If you want to mind your own business, that's
Just so insane.
Sure. Yeah.
Just absolutely does not give a fuck. Oh man.
Time I've ever laid it out heard it laid out so plainly. So
yeah, Harmful Opinions is back on YouTube. Yeah. You know, I've seen him popping up and recommended a lot. I watch his gaming streams sometimes.
Well, okay, so I'm speaking for me, and other contractors in PV are going to have to figure out how they want to communicate stuff, okay? But I will say, you know, it's funny, Spicy Chat is probably going to love this. I think there's an outsized fear of fitters like yourself, like Kuihman, like the Queefers, like Spicy Chat.
It's not also, I wish people don't say queefers. It's so gross. It's so gross. Quiggers. Quiggers, if anything. Okay.
I'm a queefer myself, by the way.
Okay.
So the reason being is because if these people are tenacious, they want to lolcow, they want to be able to milk people, they want to be able to destroy people because it's all entertaining.
Whoa! Destroy people. Hang on, where are you getting the destroy people from?
Should I walk that?
No one's destroying anyone. Okay, there's no destroying here. No killing, no destroying.
That back to milk for lols.
I don't know where the destruction is coming from, though. Like, you can just ignore it. If people don't want to fucking look at it, then you have to
ignore destruction. Ignore destruction. I'll take it back.
Okay, thank you.
And always, yeah. He'll always make like a super hard claim where he's like, "Well, you're trying to kill someone." It's like, okay, we're not trying to kill someone. You're just like, you know, you're just laughing at them. Okay, that's like totally different thing to what you just said. That is like way more insane. Yeah, say insane thing. Let me get confronted and say, okay, I'll walk it back. Haha. It's like a totally different thing. It's like, okay, so why did you even say that in the first place? If you don't think that, why are you saying that? Because it seems like you just think that, but now you feel like you can't justify it.
Can we say?
Yeah, they like, you know, and you know, it does get overstated. It does get overstated. Yes, they get pleasure out of people doing stupid, dumb shit, and they're like laughing about it and mocking them for that. Yes, that does happen.
Okay, so maybe not this community in particular, but the fear would be that if somebody got a hair up their ass about what I stated as being transparent, then they would make a whole bunch of fucking noise, and as a result, you know, muddy the waters and piss a bunch of people off, and maybe put people on the wrong side of Twitch or YouTube or the FTC, like you said, or whatever. So that's probably the fear and the anxiety.
Sure. I mean, just to clarify this, right? There was one time when I had beef with someone, White Nervosa it was, and someone in the Discord filed a complaint with their web host about some content that was on their platform, and they got banned.
Okay, but to be fair, I don't think that was done in the name of Chud's honor or anything. I think that's just because the person fucking hates White Nervosa and likes fucking with people that they see as inferior, whatever, fucking coding freaks.
I've since been unbanned of the recognition that was totally wrong to do. But, you know, if people are making a noise in my community out of going and reporting people, yeah, that's not what I want to do. I don't want people reporting, harassing, brigading, or doing anything like that, right? But, you know, I guess that my question mark would be then, if it's all above board and nothing's wrong, like there's no issue, then what's the problem with scrutiny from like organizations if it's all above board within the law?
Well, yeah, and so I think that's where, you know, again, I'm not speaking for the organization or individual creators, but the organization has told us in meetings in the past, how much you disclose to the public is up to you. And I just don't think there's been any leadership in the creators to really like come out and just say, yeah, I'm with PV, this is where we align, et cetera, et cetera. Partially because they know there's going to be this skepticism,
okay, that's part of it, but they also don't want to, you know, they know it looks bad. They know it looks bad to their viewers that they're working with a political org, and it could have an influence on what they say and do on stream. That's why it's got to be teased out of people.
Okay, I think we're all on the same page about most of this stuff. I do want to get through this, so I'm just going to sort of speed through this.
I believe this is what the deal is, you know, this situation, right?
Yeah, and that's you know, I can't force anybody else to do anything, but I would encourage them to stop being pussies about it. Say, I'm a progressive, we agree on XYZ ABC, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Also, here's, sorry, if you have another point, go ahead, but I have another point.
Yeah, you know, happy to get to that. I guess, you know, bear in mind, I've not really followed this that closely, I don't know much about it, but there's commentary at the moment about we leaving Progressive Victory. So
now is a great time to run, you guys. 2 hours in. Please like, subscribe, donate, buy membership, gift membership, buy super chat if you can. Thank you very much. Thank you.
What's that about? Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, there was overlapping responsibilities at the upper level of management. There wasn't total agreement on the way basically they were managing the content pipeline, et cetera, et cetera. You know, Wu and the upper management kind of split ways, and now Wu is working on her own projects that are parallel.
What's he saying here?
I guess about it. What's that about?
Yeah.
Is there any insight on that?
Yeah, so basically, There was overlapping responsibilities at the upper level of management. There wasn't total agreement on the way basically they were managing the content pipeline, et cetera, et cetera.
Wasn't total agreement. This is like it's such PR language. I'm trying to pass what exactly he's actually trying to like dance around here. There's overlapping responsibilities, so they felt like she was redundant, essentially. Overlapping responsibilities and disagreement. So there's probably someone that she's conflicting with, some other management that she's conflicting with. Got the content management, or management of the content pipeline. So it's got to be like, yeah. So it has to. I feel like it's got to have been like some issue with how she was Tard wrangling the streamers or her inability to do so. It's got to be some shit like that, right? Everything we've heard about Wu behind the scenes, that she's a control freak. Yeah, yeah. And I mean, if we're to believe that one person who came out and said they were a contractor for Giant Space Cat back in the day, she also fucking hates doing any actual work. So, I mean, being a redundant role would make total sense. So it just sounds like it's kind of standard Wu shit, where she's like spurging out people in DMs, being a lazy fuck, coattail rider. No, she's stepped down. She's gone from her strategist role at Progressive Victory. She's just running Rebellion Pack now.
Wu and the upper management kind of split ways, and now Wu is working on her own projects that are parallel and similar, but kind of she gets to have more direct control.
Okay, yeah. Like I say,
because she was invited as a consultant, I guess, to PV. But she wasn't supposed to be like the head.
So Enkidu, it was she was just a strategist. She was like Tard wrangler for the streamers, was essentially her role.
Honcho, so to say. There's a different person who actually runs
PV. Like, setting them up with people, setting them up with connections and shit.
So basically they had slightly different visions, and they had creative differences, and they moved on.
Okay, yeah. Like I say, that's just some
Wu runs her own pack called Rebellion, which I assume a lot of her money goes into that.
I've heard. I don't know too much about that.
So, I'd imagine,
and that's not really my particular area of interest. It's more just about the general kind of issues at play here, I'd say.
Entire concept. Yeah. Can I? If you have another question or concern,
no, please go on. What have you got to say? Go on.
Yeah. So February 11th. This is another reason why I think that PV and the creators associated, again, not trying to talk for them, but I think they need to be transparent.
Imagine spending your days explaining to others what Brianna Wu does and trying to make it sound impressive. Jesus.
February 10th and 11th, DGG and PV associated creators and non-PV
associated my guy, shut
are going to be in Cincinnati, including me. We're going to be in Cincinnati, Ohio. We're going to be doing an on-the-ground campus event. Right now we have like 330 people signed up, and the goal is to try to push it as close to 500 as possible. But if you remember,
we do not care. We do not
exactly
care.
Right, thank you. But if you remember, Jesse's canvassing event, he was doing it all by himself. He got like a few hundred people to show up to Georgia, and he was the largest canvassing event in the state for that time.
I mean, yeah, look, cut to the chase. If you want to canvass, go and canvass. I think that's probably good. If you believe in supporting it and you want to go canvass, by all means go and canvass. I don't find a problem with the canvassing thing. I think, I've always said, if you want to engage in political action outside of the space, that's 100% the best way to do it, right? So you don't need to do chill. Go and canvass if you want to canvass, okay? I'm not looking to turn this into a fucking canvassing showcast. What have you got to say?
No, hold on. This is actually the crux of the issue.
Okay,
right
go on.
Why can't you use the digital space in order to advertise in real life action?
You can if you.
No one's saying you can't. What is this retard on the man?
That's why you can if you make it transparent. But what you're saying, yeah, I don't really care if you're like, I'm getting
right.
to these meetings, and we discuss these things. I think that'll be fine. But I don't think anyone's really doing that, and you've explained why. I think that's pathetic, but at the end of the day, that's up to them. But yeah, if you want to do it, then whatever. I don't really care that much if you're being very transparent and open about what's happening, and that's not happening. And some of the stuff you told me is like the first time I've ever fucking heard this, as far as I'm concerned. So far, it's backroom stuff. It's like, I went to the meeting. This is what happened. Oh my god, it was like this. It just seems very suspicious.
I think that the people who are involved are relatively jumpy because they don't want to step on people's toes. But I think it's the people who are outside who are adding the nefarious Machiavellian Illuminati connotations.
Okay, wait a second. You're saying that's the case. Wick was on stream the other day, the stream I just watched, saying, oh yeah, we have meetings, but I can't talk about what we talk about, and also there's an NDA, so I can't talk about that either. Like, that adds the element of the Machiavellian thing, right? Like, you've laid it out a bit more, I think, but like, when you talk about having NDA signed, contracts which haven't been specified exactly what that means, what stipulations are, this is what adds this stuff to it too. It's a lack of transparency.
No, I agree there. I think that's him being nervous about having signed an NDA but not knowing the limits of it. But at the same time, like, what do you think 10 progressive online political nerds talk about when they get into a room together?
Well, yeah, as I've heard a bit about it from someone, but my guess is, yeah, it's just talking about what the hot political topics are, and talking about like ideas and directions of how to bring it to your stream in ways that are palatable towards like more progressive side of Democrat talking points, something like that. Yeah.
And not just that, but also like, okay, so like I would say, you summarized it beautifully, but I would say, what's hot this week? What do you think is going to resonate with audiences? What's going to resonate with progressives? What's going to resonate with moderates? What's going to resonate with conservatives? If you're in a debate, how do you form the best talking points? And if you're in a conversation, how do you form the best talking points? Here's kind of, what our, the PV line is, and then, what are your guys' lines on this perspective? Because it'll be interesting to play with it back and forth. And then you just do that 2 or 3 times about the hot topics of the week. That way everybody kind of knows what's hot, what they think will work, what doesn't work, creating best practices for creating content, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not like, it's not fucking rocket science or alchemy. It's literally like, it's
appealing to the simplicity of it. That would be like me doing a sponsor stream without saying it. And then if people are like, are you getting paid for this? I'd be like, yeah, obviously I wouldn't be playing a game unless I wasn't getting paid. Right? Like, you're appealing to the simplicity of it. It doesn't change the fact that you should still disclose what's going on. Well, the difference is they're doing it in a different format to circumvent the rules about sponsorships.
No, but okay, but here's the whole thing. There's something here that I think you're missing, is that these people would be talking about politics from a progressive, a liberal, or a Democrat lens anyways. 90% of the people who are involved.
Again, this is total non sequitur. They'd be doing it anyways. They'd be doing it anyways. Dude, that is not a fucking response to the issue of transparency and disclosure. The point is that having money there creates a perverse incentive and a conflict of interest that your viewers should probably know about. It doesn't matter whether they'd be doing it anyway. It's the most retarded non sequitur response, and it drives me insane.
Are liberals and Democrats and progressives who are already involved in Twitch and YouTube politics. Now, they might be talking about dog fucking, a year ago because it was like a funny meme panel, but in between the funny meme panels, they were also talking about serious shit.
Okay. Do you think we're still the dog fucking panel now?
I fucking hope so.
I just asking, I want to see it,
I made a comment. I was being a little bit of a smartass, but I made a comment in chat. You were like, "Oh man, I really wish the fucking dog fucking panels." And I was like, "Dude, I was on Clique last week talking about like magical Mexicans being able to sneak through chain link fences with their fucking Aztec Jaguar powers."
Okay, but that's very different. Talking about presumably the southern border of America, which is a political talking point, hot button issue for the upcoming election, versus a panel about something completely absurd, which has nothing to do with politics and all to do with getting a guy to suck the dog off.
See, but dude, I think this is where I don't like that you've gone totally content nihilistic. Like, I love your content, by the way. Like, I watch your content, I watch Kuihman's content. I basically associate it as strong.
Oh yeah. Here we go. Let's listen to my glazing in normal speed. All right. Connor lives because he glazed me enough in this conversation, by the way.
And completely absurd.
That's why he's allowed to continue
which has nothing
living.
to do with politics and all to do with getting a guy to admit he sucked the dog off.
See, but dude, like, I think, this is where I don't like that you've gone totally content nihilistic. Like, I love your content, by the way. Like, I watch your content, I watch Kuihman's content. I basically associate it as strong or sometimes better than Tom Dark, Turkey Tom.
Get your fucking honey out of my ears! You've been learning from Woo! Get out of my ear hole now!
Oh, it's a genuine. Okay, dude. If
as good or better than Turkey Tom, as good or better, as good or better. Personally, I would say Lyrics is as good or better than Turkey Tom. That's what I would say. I know some people that agree.
If I check my history,
but me, I'm not quite sure I'm at that level. Okay, that's a bit much. Definitely better, isn't it? No, I do not put myself high enough to be above. I mean, I personally don't watch Turkey Tom's main channel videos anyway.
So you don't. Kuihman
no, I do believe you. I know you watch my content. Let's listen. Let's.
Political don't need to leverage the streaming space to their own ends, and part of this is them figuring out with canary retards like Lick. That's absolutely true. Like Connor said, it's like not like it's coordinated in the sort of way that maybe it came across to him, but it is like people experimenting, and that ultimately the people that are going to look foolish are like Wick. I mean, other than scraping a bit of money out of it while it's flowing, like who's going to fucking trust Wick after this? I mean, not anyone trusts him in the first place, let's be real, but like he's torpedoed his career for it because he has to do fucking Israel-Palestine panels every week instead of dog fucking panels. It's Larissa. You shouldn't dead name her, says Catsy for $2 Canadian. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Let's just cut to the chase. We've DM'd before, friendly, and we've talked about funny stuff that's happening, right? Let's be real here. Okay.
Early as I'm going to sleep, I listen to stupid retard glove shitto internet drama.
Okay.
But the point being, but here's my point. Okay. You kind of cut me off when I started shilling for the canvassing event in Cincinnati on the 10th, right? But the point is that some political leaders, particularly millennial and Gen Xers, they know that the online realm is increasingly influencing the real realm, and they're trying to figure out how to marry that. And we're at the beginning. We're in the Wild West phase of trying to figure out how to do that.
So look, the thing is, let's put this in a way that I would prefer to put it, okay? Political organizations want to put the tendrils of their influence into the streaming space, and these people are being used as guinea pigs in order to see how to do that. That's why they pitch shit as like, we've got 50 viewers, because the stakes are a lot lower if you're doing it with someone like that, right?
My only issue with what you just said is how nefarious you deem it. Like you use the word tendrils. Like fucking
okay, listen, I've been but the point is that political organisations. I know this because we had fucking
super chatted $1.49. It's Larissa. You shouldn't dead name her.
Thank you.
So that was Democrats exhibiting soft power in order to try and influence what's going on. And it seems like that didn't really seem to go anywhere. So it seems like the new strategy is use super PACs to pay streamers to try and feel things out in a more cautious way. That's why it comes across like to me.
Yeah, I think you're adding in like a level of like intentionality and intelligence that, frankly, I think people are just experimenting. But at the same time, I think your general vibe, like
we're talking about the Democrat Party, the Democrat, super PAC associated with the Democratic Party, the progressive side of it. But we're talking about a big political organization, right? It's like not fucking. They're doing it for a reason. Like everyone's like, why are they paying Wick? Why are they paying Wick? He's a fucking megalol. But there's obviously a plan in place for this that falls into line as to why they pick someone like Wick.
Well, I think the plan in place.
Call Wick a fucking shitter. That's what I want you to do right now. Okay, I don't do that. But you're something getting at.
I understand if what you're saying is they're experimenting in order to figure out how to do this best, then I think that's an accurate assessment.
How do I make money? Okay, sure. Yeah, that's yeah, I mean, the thing is, we'll probably just end up disagreeing fundamentally on this point, right? And if people want to do stuff, I think that's great. Go and do politics, I guess I'm just a bit like, I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of out of it anyway. I'm not really in politics so much anymore. But it just, I'm resistant to this idea of a big political law coming in and fucking, we're going to give you a bit of cash to see what we can do here. It just feels a bit shady fundamentally.
Sure. And then we can disagree in a second. But here's the thing: if there was like a multi-millionaire moderate Republican who was like, I love Teddy Roosevelt, I love Abraham Lincoln, I love the principles of the Republican Party, I will back you with a certain amount of money in order to create content, in order to forward our message and our vision in the world. You better fucking believe that I'm jumping on that shit like a fucking, I don't know, like white on rice, or come up with a more racist metaphor. But there's gonna be like, you better believe I'm fucking taking that money and I'm working to that, because it's not just that I'm getting paid; it's also that I believe it.
I got you. So this is a means to an end for you in that you can get a bit of cash while you can work with an organisation that shares some of your goals. But if there's another organisation that better fits your goals, you'll be willing to jump ship and work with them instead.
Yeah, honestly, like what can you can't even criticize if he's just like, I'm a political mercenary and I'll just work for someone if they're gonna give me money and like kind of align with my goals because there's an opportunity to be involved. Like, what the fuck do you even say to that? Like, you can't really respond, especially if Connor is being like, open and transparent about it. Like, what the fuck can you do? Like, he's been way more transparent here than Wick. So, it sort of takes all the luster out of any criticism of him, especially if he's kind of torpedoing the whole thing right now.
Yeah, and not just that, but I can use it as a resume power, where I can say, like, hey, I worked with this political action committee, I consulted on this, that, the other operations, I helped them do this project, the other project, I'm professional enough that even when we disagreed on political issues, I was still able to offer my 2 cents and not get fired, so I'm tactful enough to do that, and I want to do not just that, but I want to do more for you in the future. And yeah, like, here's the other thing too, so my vision, this is not going anywhere, okay, this is just me. I'm sick and tired of, I think you're right in a way where you backed away from Twitch and YouTube politics because you're like, what the fuck are we even doing here? This is actually just drama. I would rather do drama content, okay? What I felt like instead is I stepped away a little bit as well, but I don't understand how we have hundreds of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, and we talk about politics incessantly, but there's no translation into the real world. So what I would want to do is I would want to get like a coalition of moderates, probably from Progressive Victory all the way to Nikki Haley, and I would want to do like disaster relief in the United States of America while also trying to enroll people in electoral politics. That would be my dream job.
Sure, I think that the problem you've got is fundamentally this is an entertainment, focused space. And you want people that are interested in politics that are willing to take it a step further, but that's always going to be like a very small percentage of the overall viewer base, right? Most people just want to see people slap each other online or watch people do stupid stuff or whatever the case may be. So
yeah, so here's to analogize this to an engine though. Let's say that like 100% of the energy right now is just going into drama and bullshit, and the money is flowing right into creators' pockets, and the creators are so selfish or lazy that they keep 100% of the money and they never impact the real world. What I would do ideally, I'm not expecting to break off 10% or eat 50% or 90% of the energy and translating that into real world money in action. I want to break off 1% or 0.5%, and even that would be a step in the right direction.
Sure, what it sounds like though is that because obviously you're thinking that you can work with these political orgs to do that, and I'm sure they're giving you more resources and stuff, but it's like, what you're giving them, it's like a casino, right? They're taking a fucking bunch from you. So obviously, they're benefiting greatly from this transaction too, otherwise they wouldn't be spending money on it presumably. So, I think like this money will create incentives that's going to lead people in certain directions in ways they can't even fucking think about or consider. So I personally think you're better off out of it. I think if you do want to do it, I think disclosing it would be the best option. I don't obviously know exactly what Wick hasn't said on his panel, but I'm being told here that apparently he's done 2 streams saying they're sponsored by Rebellion PAC, and he said, I've been paid by Progressive Victory. And that's kind of the long and the short of it. But you're saying you believe that's because Wick is worried about the impact if he's open and transparent. People are going to start to scrutinize it. Is that right?
Okay, I think here is where they talk about
Just that, but also I think that was before people really started aggressively bringing up the terms of service concerns. So I think that like they started the consultation thing. Nobody really, because it's all brand new, they didn't really know that.
This is, I'm pretty sure Connor's got the timeline wrong here. Pretty sure he's got the timeline wrong. I am almost certain that the Rebellion PAC sponsorships happened. Then the terms of service concerns start getting brought up. Then the consultations start. I'm pretty sure that it started being done in like the consultation format because the terms of service stuff got brought up, I think, right? That would make sense.
There was a terms of service limitation. People pointed out the terms of service limitation, and they're like, okay, well, how do we do this without getting reported and pissed on and having people fucking milk the shit out of us?
I feel like you're kind of, but then you're admitting that there's a political group that wants to exert influence on this space, even though it is explicitly against the rules to do it directly. So they're trying to find ways to get around it. You're basically the titty streamers of political content.
How are titty streamers paid? I'm not tracking
Because
the
what
analogy.
titty streamers do is they look at the rules and they try and find a way to push right up against it without going over them, when in a way they feel they're safe to not get banned, but they are still, you know, going against the spirit of what the rule is.
Yeah, I guess so. If you care about that rule, then fine. But I've always wanted to talk about politics on social media. That's the reason why I got on social media in the first place. So
I mean,
you can talk about politics on social media, but it's not being paid to do so. By a political
I mean, you
org.
could make that argument about any rule, couldn't you? Right? But the point I'm making is, if people are worried about
So
the rules,
I don't care about this rule. I don't care about this rule that's there to ensure, you know, a lack of liability on Twitch and a free and fair election. I don't care about any stupid rules. Just let me do whatever I want. It's so retarded. It's just so dense. It falls apart if you just think about it for like 2 seconds. It's not just about whether you care about the rules. It's about making sure that everyone's on the same playing field, because that's how you ensure a free and fair election. How is this not just fuel for like some conspiracy theorists? Be like, oh well, Twitch is allowing, you know, Democrat advertising but not Republican advertising. It's like, you know, it plays into all the stolen election shit, all the same establishment, you know, Democrat conspiracy shit. How is it not just total fuel for that? It is. It just is.
being broken, they should probably make sure they're definitely not breaking the rules in a way where they can get reported and get banned for breaking the rules. I don't know. That seems like the best way to go about it. But people want to be able to take the cash and have the plausible deniability of, well, I'm not directly sponsored. I'm only going to these meetings. Again, not transparent, not being upfront and honest. Even if it's because they're worried they might be getting banned, they're not being transparent and honest because they're worried about that.
Sure, but I think.
Thank you for the $5, Satius.
So we might be repeating ourselves, but I'll repeat myself. I think that the expectations as a 1099 contract employee are reasonable. It's not a hard, you have to do this or else we're not going to work with you anymore.
But wait, hang on. You know, but that's a bit slimy, because the reason they're saying that is because they can't. If it was demonstrable that they were telling people to cover stuff on stream for money, that would be a direct breach of the rules. So they have to keep it open and they have to keep it unspecific, because otherwise they'd be breaking the rules. It's not done because they're doing the right thing. It's done because they don't want to fucking fall foul of the rules.
They probably think the rules are retarded, and so do I.
Satius super chatted $5. Buy your lady some flowers.
We're not going to work with you anymore.
But wait, hang on. You know, but that's a bit slimy, because the reason they're saying that is because they can't. If it was demonstrable that they were telling people to cover stuff on stream for money, that would be a direct breach of the rules. So they have to keep it open and they have to keep it unspecific, because otherwise they'd be breaking the rules. It's not done because they're doing the right thing. It's done because they don't want to fucking fall foul of the rules.
Yeah, they probably think the rules are retarded, and so do I.
He's such a piece of shit. This is such a fucking gay line, dude. I think having a free and fair election's stupid. That's just dumb. I'm not going to play by the rules everyone else plays by. Fuck you, dude. This is so retarded. It's insane he doesn't realize how bad he makes the whole org look when he says, they don't care about the rules and neither do I.
Okay, I mean,
so what?
You know, titty streamers thought the rules
so
about sexual
what?
content was retarded and tried to go around it. I mean, I don't know what your take was on the titty streamers, but I presume you think it was negative.
I feel like you're taking the piss a little bit. So you're saying that there's
okay, go on.
There's no moral or ethical or legal or cultural value to young people getting online and being aggressive about politics, and not just being ineffectual fucking dorks who are talking about concepts, but actually being hooked into the electoral political apparatus.
I think
that is
if it's
unethical,
organic,
and that doesn't
and
have
I think
value.
if it's organic, it's fine. If it's not organic, it needs to be disclosed openly, right? And if you're trying to get around disclosing it openly because you're worried about breaking the rules.
Thank you for the $2, John Sanchez. Thank you.
Well, yeah, you're breaking the rules. I mean, look, I don't necessarily think that all the rules are correct and accurate. But
I disagree with you right there.
Okay,
you just talked about how they're not breaking the rules by skirting the rules, but then you're saying that they're skirting the rules because the rules are there. So they're explicitly not breaking the rules.
No, well, no,
They're
I don't
getting
think
close.
they're currently breaking the rules, but I'm saying they can't take certain actions that you're like, well, there's no pressure to actually cover anything. That's because to put pressure directly could well be a more significant breach of the rules than the soft pressure where it's like, hey, you can talk about this if you want or not, it's up to you. And then I'd presume that a lot of the talking points end up getting spoken about on stream because that soft incentive is in play. And if someone is giving you money, right, that incentive to do the thing is going to go ahead anyway, even without being directly told to do it.
Well, good thing it's
John
a soft incentive
Sanchez
then,
super
huh?
chatted $2. It's okay when we do it, Lamau.
That way they're following the law and the rules. That's great. I'm so happy for them.
Okay, I mean, yeah, the thing is for me, I mean, look, I don't really care about like the rules like that. I just think that one aspect of this that's kind of being missed is to create a fair playing field, right? So, for example, you have a campaign advert. This was sponsored by X, Y, and Z. You know where you stand. You know what you're getting. I think it creates these muddy waters where it becomes very difficult and very challenging to actually understand, that dynamic and the fact.
I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you. So for instance, the hypothetical that I think Reservoir got pissed off at is there a dollar amount to which you would just like read Mein Kampf on stream and act like it was based? And I don't know if like, I didn't see this part, so if I'm repeating an incident that didn't happen, my apologies. But I think Clique either jokingly or seriously admitted that there would be a dollar amount for which he would
This
read
kind of
Mein
fella
Kampf
just
and
fucking
endorse
waffles,
it.
doesn't he?
So I think that there's something there where if you're pointing out
Get to the
that
fucking point,
money
buddy.
creates a
Come on
perverse
now.
incentive for people to say things that they don't believe in order to obtain cash, I agree with you completely. But I don't see how that is much different than the audience capture perverse incentives we already have, like Tim Pool jerking off his audience about the fucking Civil War and Hassan Piker being an American bad tank.
Sure, I think
And sorry,
it's the fact that
my
you've got
headphones went out.
No, it's
So I'm
fine.
you back to speaker. Sorry, one second.
That's fine.
Or actually, hold on one. Go ahead.
No, I think the difference is that yes, there's audience capture, okay, and I think I would criticize an individual for being too audience captured. Obviously, everyone's got biases and things like that that organically develop. I get that, but for example, if you only say one talking point and refuse to go against it ever because you're so worried about what the audience might think, like one good example is rape allegations. If you're constantly validating believe women, I think that's kind of very cowardly too. But I think that's very different to like the kind of almost organic nature of that. Whereas you've got in this case an individual like political operative organization that's coming in and it's got its own intentions and is putting cash into the system in order to facilitate its own goals. I mean, we've not really spoken about this either, but you're also propping up streamers that normally would fail, and you're creating successes out of people that should fail based on a dynamic that everyone else operates to. I mean, where are the fucking conservative streamers? They're nowhere to be seen because there's no progressive victory on the other side on Twitch. Right?
Well, no offense, but I feel like that's the crux of the issue. And there's a part of what you just said that I admire, and there's a part of what you just said that I don't admire. So what I admire about what you just said is that there's a certain level of authenticity that is present online because it is the Wild West right now, where we should, as creators
It's not a Wild West or what?
Try to be as organic or authentic or real as they possibly can be, and when people aren't, it makes the content worse and it makes the space worse. I agree with that completely. Okay. The thing that I don't agree with is I honestly think that you're a little fucking pissed that there's people, you've said this a few times, who are being propped up through the influx of cash who would otherwise not be succeeding. But as a rabid capitalist, don't you think that's part of the game?
Well, the thing is, I was saying this makes me feel like a capitalist because I start to agree that like a creator should live and die by their ability to garner an audience rather than getting propped up by money behind the scenes because they're willing to sell a bit of themselves.
You shouldn't even bite the capitalist bullet on this, I think. Just from a personal preference perspective, the content is better if the reason why a Suprema succeeds, why a streamer succeeds or fails is based on their ability to be entertaining. That's just better as a consumer, right? Purely as a consumer, like that's my foremost issue, is that it makes the content shit when a bunch of these people all have a bunch of failed fucking streamers all have incentives to like stick together and not criticize each other too harshly. It just turns everything into this boring milquetoast gutless shit when no one wants to rock the boat too much. Who the fuck wants to see that?
For a political party. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but isn't that a part of the capitalist game?
Are you saying I'm jealous? Is that what you're trying to say? I'm jealous of people?
A little bit. I'm fucking around a little bit, but I also think that.
Who am I jealous of? Do you think?
But talent-wise or money-wise?
Money-wise, I guess we could get to, because that's the pressing issue here.
I think that if Keemstar came down and he said, "Chud, I love what you're doing. You're one of my favorite commentary creators. I want you to be a sponsee of Drama Alert Revenue. I'm going to give you $1,500 a month to create commentary content, and I just want you to go to a meeting where other commentary creators will be, and we'll discuss what we think is the best content for the week. And you don't have to commit to doing it, but if you do it, then obviously we're going to have a professional working relationship that's going to last a while.
But the problem you've got is we're
I think
comparing
you would
apples and
jump on that
oranges.
grenade in a fucking heartbeat.
Okay, well, first of all, I think
In a
you're wrong. We don't need to talk about that, right? Keemstar is a fucking drama YouTuber, okay? Right? That's a very big difference between a drama YouTuber and...
It's all about transparency and disclosure anyway. Like, I was like, hey guys, I'm taking, I'm in weekly consultancy meetings with Keemstar where we talk about the drama topics that are being discussed this week and what the best way to cover them is and what the evidence coming out is. If you continually told people that and that was clear and that was always, there's not really a fucking ethical issue with that. Some people might be like, oh, well, I kind of prefer watching independent content and may not want to watch because of that, and that would be a reasonable thing to think as a consumer. But as far as ethical issues go, that's the main criticism. And you have an even higher responsibility when it comes to political content to have a good procedure for transparency and disclosure. Obviously, it's insane. It's just, how does he not fucking see this?
Organization which is connected to an operative of state power, right? I think that the power aspect that is represented by Progressive Victory and its association with the Democrat Party is very different to some fucking retarded drama YouTuber.
I was more going.
But also, if that happened, and I said I did take the deal, I would say, guys, just to let you know, Keemstar's paying me $1,500 a month to do this, and I'm going to do it, and I'll be very open and transparent about it, right? And also, yeah, I don't know, I think that would be a correct way of going about it.
Okay, we agree there. The analogy that I was trying to make though was more for the creator side of you're a progressive, you get recruited by a progressive who says that they're going to pay you to do what you already do anyway.
He weaseled away from your question.
Wait, sorry, I'm getting a donor coming through. Right, sorry, please ask a question again. I've got a question for you.
Like, what's he trying to get across? Yeah, I can see why they took the money. Yes, obviously they want to be involved in progressive politics and feel like they're doing something, and they also want to make a bit of money off of it. Yeah, yes, we get it, Connor. We understand why they're doing it.
It wasn't a question so much as a statement. I was trying to make the analogy from the creator side that if you're already a progressive Twitch poll creator, and somebody offers you money in order to do what you're already doing, I don't see a lot of people
you're going to
no.
continue to do the exact thing you're doing when that's not necessarily true, right? We cannot confirm or we cannot fucking say for sure that you're just going to continue down the path you would go on naturally, and the money in and of itself is going to create incentives that control you in ways that you may not even grasp or understand to do things that you may not otherwise do. And that's why it's important to disclose it openly so that people know that and they can engage with your content accordingly. And Wick has absolutely not done that.
Okay, I'll agree, just for the sake of moving the conversation along, I agree with you that people should be transparent with the potential perverse incentives that they are a part of. I agree with that wholehheartedly.
Okay, well that's the crux of what I'm saying. But one thing I wanted to ask you, okay, listen, this isn't a fucking ego thing. Stylo asked me to ask this with his tip.
Sure.
But who specifically do you think I'm jealous of money-wise that's involved in this?
Oh, no.
I think you just like money.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Wait, so you think I want to get in on it or something? I'm jealous I've been asked. Is that what you're saying?
No. So part of the reason why I was doing the Keemstar analogy is because I think that if there was somebody who already aligned with your values or your content creation interests, then you wouldn't be hesitant about a potentially lucrative collaboration. So that was my point.
There's a difference between a collaboration where the incentives are explained and obvious and everyone knows what's what. Keemstar wants me to make content because he wants to tap into my audience, say, and I want something out of Keemstar, versus a big...
I don't know why anyone ever pulls that, well, you're jealous shit. It never actually looks good. It's never a good argument. It's always retarded. I've never seen it go down well.
An organ of a political operator within the system coming forward, Progressive Victory, representing progressive side of the Democrat Party, a super PAC no less, coming making those same kind of offers.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing: you're acting like their intentions are opaque. But I think since they're progressive, you kind of know what they want. They want immigrants to be treated well. They want reasonable wages. They want universal health care. They want Republicans to stop being assholes. They want the social safety net reinforced. You know what they want. They're not opaque. Shit, these people probably have websites where you could literally just read what they want legislatively.
It's a very feminine argument. Connor's displaying very feminine traits right now. You're just jealous. You're just jealous. You just hate me because you're jealous of me. You just hate me because you hate me. That's Connor right now. Valley girl shit.
Well, okay, sorry. People are asking me in chat to pull Reservoir in. I mean, I can pull Reservoir in if you want, but I feel like we're...
Thank you, Emery.
What is it Reservoir wants to say?
Emery super chatted $1.99.
You and I can finish and then
created a club where they are paid to circle jerk.
That's fine with me. Sorry, please. What were you just saying there?
So I was saying that these things aren't necessarily opaque. If an organization is called, progressive whatever, you kind of got to presume that they're going to want universal health care, they're going to want, justice for immigrants, they're going to want living wages, they're going to want, economic justice, et cetera, et cetera. It's all going to be to the left of Hillary Clinton and maybe slightly right of Bernie Sanders. That's going to be the electoral goals.
Yeah, but then you're assuming a lot and you don't know the ins and outs of it, and I mean, sure, you're going to have a rough idea of what they want.
Yeah, I think you're right. But if I join a neoconservative organization that's hawkish on foreign policy, I kind of know what they want.
Well, yeah, sure, but then you're saying, well, it should be obvious. Well, yeah, if it should be obvious, why not just disclose it then and say, look, this is the reality, this is the fucking stuff I've been told about, etc., etc.
Because they're scared of you, Chud. They're scared of you.
Why are they scared of me? I've barely talked about this. It's not really been my interest. Why would you be scared of me?
They're scared of Kuihman. They're scared of the Queefers.
Is that why? Do you think that's why Wick didn't want to talk to
Oh, okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Kuihman?
I don't know, maybe. Kuihman's a scary guy.
Why is he scary? What do you mean? He's just a little Jewish fella.
Okay, so
It's
can
because
I?
he's Jewish.
So can I,
Oh, brother.
no, yes, that's part of it. So no. I'll tell you why Kuihman's scary. So it's because he's a fucking dog with a bone, right? He has like Sunday levels of like focus, right?
I don't
And
even.
so
This is very high praise. I do not think I have Sunday levels of focus.
Example with Tom, right? Tom Foolery. And they were talking about the alt accounts where the roommate or the friend or the sister or whatever created alt accounts in order to, I think you said like juice him up or whatever. So most people who are friendly, who have like a social IQ above, 20, if somebody says, hey, I had people who helped AstroTurf my channel, yeah, sure, it's a little bit cringe, but realistically, that was my roommate or my sister or whatever. Then they would say, okay, this person is obviously slightly embarrassed about the situation. They admitted enough that we all kind of know what's going on, but I don't want to.
It is actually insane that Tom still denies the alt stuff. It is absolutely nuts and incredibly funny, but absolutely nuts.
Rip this person's throat out on stream. Whereas what Kuihman said is like, oh, that's cute that that's your excuse, but I'm going to continue to try to rip your throat out on stream. Right?
Right.
So that's why he's scary. It's because he doesn't have any allegiance. He doesn't have any, social reciprocity.
He's
he
like
is
the
there
Joker.
to make
He's
sure.
like the Joker, isn't he?
Yeah, he's there to make sure that if you did something embarrassing, that is revealed to the fullest extent possible for the entertainment of everybody else besides yourself.
Okay. Well, here's the thing, right? You know the scene in the Joker where he's got half the money and he burns it all, right?
Yeah.
That's Kuihman, isn't it? So you can't be bought.
Yeah, problem, issue, problem. Where's the problem? What's wrong with that?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
So-
Also, the Joker comparison is a bit much.
Honestly, I think that's it's valuable in a certain way because it keeps everybody honest.
I do understand. It's like, people that are scared of like kiwi farms. They're like, oh my God, they're going to come for me and they're going to fuck with me. And there's all these like rumors about it and stuff. But, fundamentally, I think that you can, Kuihman now is, getting like 150 plus views. But I think fundamentally you can ignore it if you want. Like, I don't think.
Oh,
that
yeah.
you need to be scared.
Sending the sick stuff to lab was a certified Kuihman Joker moment. Yeah, maybe. It was also kind of just done because Lab's fucking retarded and fucked it up. Didn't use it well enough. Okay. And the stuff that really got sick in the end was the Okai stuff where he was like, what's it? I bet you used to fuck your landlord for money. Your psycho landlord who just got arrested. I bet you used to fuck him for money. I bet you used to fuck him for rent. With a fucking boyfriend on the call. Nice one. Absolutely pissed drunk at 4 a.m.
I do. I don't watch segments about myself.
Yeah, look, I'm sure that people talk shit about me and I'm not out there looking for it. I'm sure people want to come and try and take me down. I know that people have been reporting my stuff recently, so I don't know. I just just got to kind of ignore it as much as I can. But I do see where you're coming from and I can see why people would be concerned. But then there's the element of like you saying, yeah, well, you're going to be, good about it and social IQ. And, obviously making fake accounts isn't really that big a deal. It's just kind of cringe thing to do. But like, if there's genuine wrongdoing, right? I'm not saying there's any here. I'm just saying then that might be another reason that you worry about someone kind of persistently coming after you because you know that they're going to keep going until they find something. But
yeah, I try as much as I can. I try to follow Mark Twain's quote. I never remember anything. So, I try to not lie. That way, if somebody asks me a question, maybe I have to hold back some information for other parties, but I try to tell the truth as much as possible.
Okay, well, look, I think I do want to bring else. Sure, I want to bring other people in. Look, we've always gotten on. Obviously, some people fucking hate you from my community. I'm sure the same is vice versa. We've always got on and had a good chat about drama and stuff behind the scenes.
Well, the same as vice versa. Connor doesn't have a community. Sorry, Connor has his Warhammer community. They don't know fuck all about Twitch poll. He gets 12 viewers when he does a political stream. There's no one to hate us.
I feel like we fleshed it
Yeah,
out quite a
no,
lot.
even if we ever have a falling out, I'll probably still watch your content because I love it. So, and I'm not expecting that, but I'll still
Right.
I'll still watch your
Listen.
content even if we end up cussing each other out someday.
I'm not going to turn this into a dog pile, but you know, Reservoir wants to come in. Also, Kuihman, I wanted.
Connor gets fuck all on his political content. I'm pretty sure he's totally dead in the water. This is Jesus Christ. Yeah, look. This is politics channel. See what here? This is all 40k stuff. There's like 10 to 20 viewers. He's like a food shops tier streamer.
Him to be able to come in and say his piece.
But he doesn't do it very often, so.
If that's sure with you, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yep, go ahead.
Give me a sec. Let's do this. And then Reservoir wants to come in too, apparently.
Am I coming through okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Just waiting for Connor, I think. Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Wait, Chud, stop hating on Addy. What the fuck is this? Don't bully this guy. Come on now. What the fuck? Addy's based.
Food shops apparently wants to get on as well, but I think we'll leave that.
You're on. Let's go. Fuck it. That's relevant to what I want to talk about. So
okay, maybe I will. Maybe we'll throw caution to the wind.
Yeah,
okay? I don't know.
You know, hey, it'll make the fucking dreams come true. You know, you'll be helping reduce percentages.
Right.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Hello. Thank you. Right.
Okay, I can hear you guys.
Okay, so I think Kuihman. Well, actually, Reservoir. Let's start with you first because you were spoken about first. What have you got to say for you?
Yeah, by the time I was coming on, I just sort of felt like Chud had sort of gotten all the info out of him that we were going to get. So I didn't really know what to say. So I just sort of was hoping that Reservoir was going to take the lead and I could just pitch in and try and keep it on track and refine little things he said. I think I only chipped in once or twice here and there in the whole thing, and then had a couple of little questions that were just left over at the end. But by the time I got there, it was like Chud's already sort of done it.
For yourself, bud.
Yeah, I'm dead inside. Connor, I got a question for you, man.
Sure.
When did you start receiving payments? Are you okay? Can you disclose that?
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, I think it was around October of last year.
Okay. Do you think that you receiving those payments makes you coming at Chud about him not pressing as hard on food shops? There's nothing to do with that, even though effectively your boss was feuding with food shops, from what I can tell at the time, right?
I'm not quite sure what you're poking at, but I'll try to answer it as earnestly as possible. Can you ask it again, maybe a little bit different way?
Yeah, sure. So what I'm basically saying is that I think that you are a dog for Brianna Wu.
Jesus
she's walking you around on a leash, and that
Reservoir just went fucking schnasty with it. Just schizo posting from the jump. Just immediately when I was like, "You're a dog. You're a lap dog for Brianna Wu. You're on a leash. You're wearing the collar." Rezzie's really upset over this stuff. It seems like Rezzie and Becca are way more upset over I've ever been. I mean, Rezzie's doing a stream about it right now. I find it annoying. You know, it frustrates me, especially when people weren't listening. But now it's just sort of like funny. It's just a laugh. It's just a shit fire, isn't it? Rezzie though, Rezzie's Rezzie's upset.
I don't know if I can trust what you're saying.
Okay. What part of what I said feels like something that Brianna would say that I wouldn't say specifically myself?
Well, that's a great question. All of it at this point. I think you're a bought and paid for dog. Everything you say, including this fucking conversation, is you running cover.
Jesus.
You're an employee, and I understand you trying to protect your bottom line and everything. I think it's dishonorable, and I think it's shameful.
So if I was a member of law enforcement, which I was for 4 years, if I was a
Yeah.
member of the Marine Corps for 4 years, and then I came onto streams and I represented those institutions to the best of my ability for what I thought they were, would that be dishonorable?
Yeah, if you didn't actually actively disclose it, which you are required to do by law, I'm pretty sure when you're being funded by governmental entities or nonprofits. So yeah, that if you didn't disclose it as something that is regularly happening, when you're regularly bringing people within the organization onto your stream, not disclosing this to your audience or anything like that, or even just possibly, who knows? I mean, one of the things that we talked about was clip farming, right? Where maybe what they're doing is they're having people like you come on to make clips that then bigger people can react to so they can push narratives. Then that way it looks organic, but it's not actually fucking organic.
This is strange to me, just because I'm pretty sure the
DDoSed.
We'll
It's
put the
over.
hit in.
Haha. DDoS.
She put the fucking hit in.
Oh, I made the same joke then. Fuck. I made the same joke. Fuck.
No, his phone died. He said his phone was dying. His headphones were dying. He's just sitting on his phone, so. He had to go outside. He doesn't want to hear his children hearing how shameful their father is.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, listen,
I'm
I was
sorry,
trying
man.
to be
Live on your
reasonable.
fucking
You've come
knees
in
if
and
you
popped
goddamn
off.
fucking... Yeah, I'm sorry, but live on your fucking knees if you want. I ain't fucking
brother.
doing that shit.
Oh,
That's
I've got more
nuts.
people wanting to join. So,
Yeah.
food shops, you fucking monks. What do you want?
Yeah.
I know, it's so weird. I'm gonna have the same reactions because I was just sort of sitting there basically watching as it was going on. I wasn't really involved that much. Jesus Christ.
I just want to get this out of the way. Counterpoint.
Oh, shut
How much
up.
has Wu talked about the lolicon controversies? Like,
Oh my god.
What, talk about me? Talk about me.
Food shops, yes or no?
Fucking
Did you
hell.
jerk off to Lolicon?
yes.
Okay.
But I'm not a fucking pedophile. I don't care. Okay. The
Crazy that there's no hesitation there. Absolutely insane. Suicidal shit. That's just.
point is.
What does he
is
find
that-
attractive about?
Stop,
Okay,
stop,
sorry.
stop. I don't. Okay, hold on. I want to make this super clear. Okay, I'm okay with creators disassociating from me because of this shit, right? But what I'm not okay with is if you have somebody above you who is basically having discussions with you and you're not being transparent about like, oh, disassociating with me, right? Because
Right, food
it's
shops.
this
You're not
shadow
going on here for very
shit.
long,
It's
okay?
weird.
Because you're a fucking complete joke as far as I'm concerned. Counterpoints. Did you have to put out the hit on food shops over the Lolicon controversy? Yes or no?
No, that was organic. So hold on.
Is it not covered by the NDA, so you can just fucking lie about it? Because we're not
But I don't know
serious,
why.
right?
I don't know why I would be lying about this. So let me articulate
I
it
don't know,
from
so
the
you
way
can
that
put
I
food on your kid's table?
Right,
Maybe? I
food
don't
shops,
know.
listen, okay, you're an absolute clout shark. You're a disgusting fucking pedo. Get the fuck out of here. Right.
Okay. So I want to answer that question. Number one, 95% of my channel views are from Warhammer. That's what pays my bills.
Yeah, it was obvious that food shops just wanted to make the convo about their pedo shit. Yeah, I mean that literally is every conversation food shops goes into. It just has to be about her dramas. It's insufferable in some ways, but also great lolcow content. So, I mean, this is probably the best way to deal with her when there's something else going on.
Number two, I still work in the wage cage, so I still make my money from whatever. From like actually working like a normie job. I'm at a normie job right now. As a matter of fact,
You
if I
have
get a phone
you
call-
have like multiple jobs and multiple streams of income that probably affect what you do in your daily life, like literally everyone else, right?
Sure. So hold on, but let me address the food shops controversy specifically. So when that happened, I am not a fan of Lolicon. It actually frustrates me
No?
that Dev or Short Fat Otaku shares food shops perspectives on that form of art. So since Brianna and I actually have very similar perspectives on the topic, we debated whether or not we wanted to talk to food shops or whether or not we wanted to let the topic die. We had a conversation like yesterday where even though this is a dead topic, Brianna's been really busy with her own projects. I've been busy with my own projects, but we were basically like, would we do like a 4-way debate between Food Shops Dev, me and Brianna, talking about whether or not Lolly is degenerate, shitty for society, et cetera, et cetera. So it's still under consideration, and that's organic. It's not like we need to maximize our
it's
revenue.
organic in as much as, again, you are the walk dog who is basically going ahead and conspiring with the fucking, like, I mean, at least from what I gathered from you, I didn't know when you became a progressive. That's news to me. Also, welcome.
I'm
It's
not
great
a
here.
progressive.
But like, you know, when I, like, for whatever it's worth, so I thought that they were just asking you about how to go ahead and reach bigger audiences, not that you're now looking at how you can put together content to run hit pieces on Brianna Wu's enemies. I'm glad that we're expanding the scope of what your contract fucking means.
Okay, so I'm not sure how you're not tracking this, but Brianna is not working. Brianna is not working with PV anymore, and we are doing our own content anyways.
Uh-huh.
So where this isn't about forwarding.
Not working with PV anymore. When the food shops shit happened, like 2 months ago. Like, come on now, it's not. It's not a fucking response. This shit all happened 2 months ago.
Brianna receiving any
Yeah, and she's still running org now. I don't think that org's paying them.
compensation whatsoever from Progressive Victory Pact. I know she stepped down from leadership, but we don't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all we know.
No,
I mean, we don't know much about that story.
To my knowledge, I don't think she's being compensated from them at this time. So
There's 6 billion food shops in China, says Addy Pupils. That's epic.
Yeah.
Are you being? Is there plans to compensate you for any future work with Wu, or is that totally unpaid? That's just for the love of it.
So we talked about revenue share for our little thing because we've been trying to do Counterfire, but she's been really busy, so it's been hard for us to get a normal schedule. So we've talked about revenue share there, but there's no upfront compensation for me collaborating with Brianna Wu.
Okay.
Yeah, just access to somebody that can generate revenue for you based on your content. Like that's like
you mean like networking with other creators that you're talking about negatively?
Yeah,
for some
I'm
reason?
talking about astroturfing, my guy. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been on. Yeah.
Hold on. So am I? So I've been friends / peer creators with Chud for the past like 2 or 3 years. Am I astroturfing right now?
Well, yeah, you are. I wouldn't say Chud is. Yeah, you absolutely. You
Chud's
are.
entire business model is milking lol cows for fun.
Okay, and you're trying to de-milk lol cows right now by normalizing what is honestly, at the very least, it's fucking a little fucking weird and funny. At the very most, seems kind of fucking gross to me.
Okay,
So, like, yeah,
sorry,
I feel
I
like
don't want
yeah.
to turn a dogpile, but like just to find myself a bit, astroturfing is not fucking making content like that. Astroturfing is when you've got the ostensibly your organic grassroots thing, but it's fake and you're being paid by some political organization to actually do the
And
things
I
you're doing.
don't know if this is fake or if this is just like fucking marching orders. And that's what my point is I no longer.
Wait, what is this? Chud's just put in spicy chat. These chat logs, oh brother. Can I talk to Connor, says Food Chops? Are you a pedo? No. What the fuck? Get me on, you anchor. Where do I go? You're sick in the head. Seek help. Dev told me you DM'd him out of nowhere about Lolly. Lol. Why would you do that? Because he has some sus takes, but we more or less fleshed it out. I am sure you'll be fleshing something out with him. What with him being a total chaser into Asians. Oh, man. Dude, Chud's DMs with Twitch World people are always just fucking insane.
Yeah, right. Part of the reason why I'm comfortable being here is because I've basically marched to my own drum always. So here's the other thing about this too. So you've kind of come in here and assigned a bunch of like motivations, and you're a dog and you're being dog walked and you're trained and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What I would assign to you is the fact that you're a leftist. So you love losing. You like
Yeah.
not networking with people. You like not making money. You like not being politically effective. You like being ideologically pure for your own little esoteric perspective of politics. You don't like coalition building, which is why leftism and progressivism, in my opinion, is a largely ineffectual movement, is because of people like you.
Oh man, it's a standard fucking PV talking points, isn't it? Standard woo bullshit. I'm all about policy, directional policy, productive directional policy discussion. We need to build bridges, guys, not alienate people. Just stop disagreeing and criticizing so much. Just stop fighting so much, guys. Stop making so much content. Stop having fun.
You
We'll
who
pay
view
you.
collaboration and money as some kind of moral indictment, which I think is fucking retarded.
Directionally.
And
let's think
I
directionally,
think that
guys.
if you go ahead
Think directionally.
and proceed to take money from an organization that seems to be completely against what it is that you've propelled yourself for years to do, which is what you're fucking doing, because again, you got to get those revenue streams in, right? Because that's it. You are giving that up. You are literally working with the left. Would you have done this if you weren't paid for it?
No, but I don't do very many things for not getting paid for it. And by the way, here's the other thing
Well,
that you're
that's-
assuming about me. Hold on, Resvere.
I mean,
this is,
based.
again, where you're just showing your ass. When I was in the Twitch poll political debate scene for the past 2 years or whatever, the reason why I was the reasonable righty was because oftentimes I agreed with left-wing policy in order to achieve right-wing ends. I want a coherent society. I want a well-built society. I want a functional family unit. I want people to have good jobs. I want them to be able to afford their lifestyle. And frankly, I think the fiscal conservatives and the cultural nihilists have seized so much in this country that they've effectively ripped its guts out. So while I do want center-right Jordan Peterson Christian mythological conservatism on a social level, I'm
Bro, I'm cringing. I'm cringing so fucking hard right now.
okay with some level of center-left economic redistributivism, which does align with progressive politics. So you actually just have no idea who the fuck I am or what I'm interested in. So before
I want penis washing on a social level. I want lobster hierarchies on a social level.
Don't know who the fuck you are. I just know who you're paid
Christian
for.
theocratic lobster
So
hierarchies.
before assigning me perspectives that you don't know that I've talked about for the past
That's
3
my
years,
social
why don't
prescription.
you just slow your fucking roll and deal with what you do know?
I mean, man.
He's about to start using Warhammer terms, yeah, literally 5 minutes away from it. He can't stop himself. He's going to stop talking about purging the Xenodes any minute.
It's cool. Like, I understand you want to push this anti-left narrative that Wick was doing yesterday, where he said that they need to just cut the left out. They use them for what they want. You're not trying to reach out to leftists. You're just trying to go ahead and completely astroph anything we're trying to say. It is very frustrating, to say the fucking least, because yeah, I have been involved in politics for a lot of my fucking life. And you know what? We're going to have our disagreements. At the end of the fucking day, I don't know how much is going to be you. I don't know how much is going to be Woo. And you know what? I don't really think I'm ever going to really get to the bottom of that.
Resi one.
Well, cool. I'm not worried about whether or not you're going to be authentic, because the truth is, I don't think that
Because
you
I'm
have
a
the capacity
leftist.
to
I know.
make-
Because
No,
you're doing
have-
the talking points.
no,
I
because
know.
you don't
I
have
watched
the
Wick do it
ability-
to you yesterday, dude.
True. They all do the same thing. They all do the same thing. You just don't like coalition building. You hate building bridges. You shouldn't care about policy and making a difference.
Ability. I'm going to finish my concept. You don't have the ability to attract enough people in power or enough people with money to be socially relevant. So I believe you to be authentic because you're incapable of being effective.
Okay.
Yeah, NPCs written by Brianna
that's
Wu.
why I
Golems.
talk about local organizing.
Like golems.
If you're going to try to build non-traditional narratives on a national scale, kind of like what we saw the Tea Party do in 2010, which ultimately led to where the Republicans are now. I've actually used that locally, and yeah, this actually does work on a local level. However, just going ahead and casting these people out like they're just retarded lefties who have nothing to fucking add to it just lends to the fact that, again, we have a narrative that people are bought and paid for in this country. Pretty sure one political party ran on this, one in 2016. And You're just trying to tell me that my lying eyes are fucking lying when I'm watching you fucking do it.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I didn't figure that as much, so.
Okay, right. Okay, Kuihman, what have you got to say, my friend?
Yeah, Connor. So you've been doing some content with Laundry, right?
I've done 1 or 2 episodes with Laundry. Yeah.
How involved is he with the progressive victory stuff?
I don't think he's involved at all, as to my knowledge.
So it wasn't followed up on when you sort of recommended him for opposition research for progressive victory.
If I tweeted that, that's just because we had a conversation recently and we're friendly. I don't
Okay,
think that panned out.
All right, fair enough. So he never got brought on for any work at all for proper research. So Hamas Piker has no connection to.
Not that I know of. So he's not, to my knowledge, he's not a part of the creator group or whatever.
Weak press. It is a weak press because I genuinely don't know whether anything ended up panning out with this or not. I was just fishing for information about it, so it's not even really a press. It's just, at this point, everyone's already said everything. I'm the last one to go, so there's just no point. Bring back the Schizo poster. Well, Rezi's sort of done his thing.
Okay, fair enough. And you don't think the Hamas Piker website was funded at all by Wu?
I have no idea. I don't think that was.
Yeah, there's a website called hamaspiker.com or some shit, which is Laundry's website, which is meant to be like a, it's all tied into this Israel shit where all these people are just desperate to, shame the fuck out of these progressive lefties who sort of uncritically buy into the pro-Palestine narratives, and they just froth at the mouth for it. Yeah, it's just like a Hassan A-logging website, basically. And he spends all his days on fucking Twitter doxing people for supporting Hamas in his judgment. It's just rancid.
I don't think that was PV. It could have been Brianna. I don't. But
doxing people who pulled down posters. That was it.
No, we've never talked about that.
Okay, fair enough. And do you know? Oh, sorry. I'll have my narcissism moment here. I've heard little things. Is it true that Brianna Wu was trying to get my video about her taken down? Do you know? Your knowledge, obviously.
So for me, what's funny is I actually saw that go up, and then I think I actually texted her, and I was like, "Hi, look at this! Look at
that." Is a weak press because it was just fishing for information, so it wasn't really a proper press.
Just hit piece on you or whatever, and then she was actually relatively dismissive about it. So whether or not she took actions after that because it rubbed her wrong after the fact, she never told me.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, if that's what you wanted to ask, I guess Kuihman, Counterpoint's made some kind of comments about people being scared of you and whatnot. I mean, how would you respond to that?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's again, at least Counterpoint says it. So, Counterpoint says what the situation is. So I'm not really bothered by that. I understand why these people may be, scared of someone online that's going after them and trying to embarrass them.
I heard that Brianna who watched Kuihman's video and got so mad she punched a hole through a TV at PVHQ. Would you back that statement up in a potential lawsuit, Chud? Because I tend to avoid saying things like that about Brianna
and show stupid shit they've done to an audience. I understand why that would, create sort of like a response of fear. What I hate is like the cope where people turn around and lie, go, "Oh, Kuihman's doxing people" or some shit like that when there's never any receipts for or brigading and all this sort of shit when they can never back it up. But if Connor just says like, "Oh, yeah, they really fucking hate you because you go on your stream and you laugh about them," then I've got that's my perspective on the situation too. I don't.
No, yeah, and here's the thing: it's wildly entertaining. So while I never, I consider myself a
glaze.
While I never want to be on a Kuihman or Chud Logic stream in like a horribly negative way, it's wildly entertaining. So like, I understand the market appeal.
Sure.
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's also one other thing I wanted to ask you about Kuihman is Counterpoint's mentioned this specific thing of the tomfoolery alt account fiasco, and the understanding was that you're kind of going at him quite viciously. I mean, do you agree with that characterization?
I don't think I went particularly viciously. I've definitely held on to it, and it does seem like pretty much any time that I ask someone about it, they're like, "Well, yeah, I think he did do it, but I just wouldn't bring it up because clearly embarrassed about it." That's sort of the response I get. I'm just the only one that keeps screaming about it. But I mean, Tom will still sit there and stream, and Yeah, I'll sit there and laugh because it'll say to a stream like, "Oh, I disproved all these allegations. I disproved the allegations." It's like, dude, your idea of disproving the allegations was saying that you used to live with your roommate who was also your manager, who you shared a computer with, but you used 2 different browsers. But for some reason, 6 months later, after already being warned to not use his account, you were using the same browser he had been using. Like, it's totally insane. So, yeah,
in my characterization, would you agree?
I would say.
In the stream where you actually talked to him, if I remember correct, you know, he kind of gave you the series of excuses, and then you sequentially broke apart why his excuses were wrong, and then pressed him on the issue anew.
Yeah, that was I believe what happened.
Glazing.
In my argument would be, most people, out of a kind of like sympathy or empathy for the person who is obviously caught in a compromising incident, they might relent because they know that it's painful for the other person. Whereas you were like, no, fuck that, I caught you. This is funny. Fuck you.
Yeah, so that's why you came on to call Chud a pedo simp at one point, right? Like, is to
Honey dickin', for real.
basically do exactly what you're accusing Kuihman of.
I didn't accuse Kuihman of anything nefarious. I said that.
No, I know, but like you said that Chud didn't go hard enough on food shops. I think that he did plenty fucking hard going on food shops, and you came on and you made your opinion known about it. We think it's your opinion. I'm not sure.
Still believe that.
I don't think that conversation came about because of anything to do with Brianna Wu. I mean, listen, Reservoir, I appreciate your energy.
It feels like Reservoir's taken that as though Connor's making a criticism on me. I don't think Connor was saying something bad there. I think it was glazing him more than anything. I don't think every time someone says, people are scared of you on the internet, it has to be taken in a necessarily bad way. I think it's just funny that people are scared of me on the internet. It's just hilarious.
I don't know. Like, I think this. I don't know, man. Listen, you've said your piece. I've said my piece. I think we both know where we'll stand. But yeah, I think that this idea that Brianna is responsible for everything that Connor's doing is probably.
It's not. It's not that Brianna was responsible for it. I don't know what is and what isn't. That's my frustration. Is that okay to say? Okay. Do you think that that's a fair thing to say?
That's fine. I've just been a relatively outspoken person in the Twitch and YouTube political community for a while, and I don't think much has changed about my political perspectives or how I communicate them. So,
okay. Well, anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
Leave Wick alone. He's a sweet fella.
Okay.
Give back the 3K, Wick.
Okay.
Where's the money, Wick?
Then, okay. Cheers. Bye bye.
Also, sweet fella, there's actually some terrible allegations. Absolutely horrific stuff, I gotta say, that's been brought up about Wick in the last day. So Bug Squander has been pressing for information. At Ginger Ramoth, did Wick ask for consent prior to groping yourself and Madame Genevieve in that photo that was posted? And as you can see here, if we get some zoom and enhance analysis going on, you can see here Wick is touching, it appears to be Madame Genevieve's outer thigh and knee, and this is the outer thigh here as well. It's the outer thigh and knee on Ginger Ramoth. Now, obviously, we've got the response here. He did not ask. He did not say, "Man, would you mind if I touched your leg?" before he touched her leg. Now, it's the sexual harassment HR meme. It is. It's like, tell me you wouldn't be traumatized if Wick touched your leg. Come on, who here can say? Who here can say they would not be traumatized if Wick touched their leg? Okay. Need an hour-long shower. I'd need therapy. I'd be traumatized if Destiny or Wick did that, says Addy. I feel sick, says Hey, it's Lissy. I'd have 8 showers and use 3 different loofahs. Okay. Endless hot shower and years of PTSD, especially bare leg. Yeah, I mean, that's just terrifying stuff, really. That's just nasty. That's just nasty.